It's finally Friday. I'm so excited to start my day with you. I'm also excited to start my day with you.
With me?
Yeah, with you.
Oh, okay. It's every morning you get to start your day with me.
Well, you know, on the weekends I get a break, which is kind of nice. But then sometimes I'm wondering, what is Curt doing right now?
Do you ever feel lost?
What is he
without
doing?
me?
No, not necessarily. I wouldn't say lost, but what's up, folks? Let us know, what do you guys have going on today? I am excited. I don't know if that's obvious to tell. There's a couple of reasons why. One of them, we have Whiskey Cake coming in. There's Jack. He is here. He's in the building, walking around. I think Crystal took him to a tour or something.
Yes. So we're super excited for our 9 o'clock guest. You know,
Yes.
Gardy. It's
I do know.
8:40. We're finally getting the show going. We always tell everybody it's 8:30-ish when we get started.
Yeah.
You never know what goes on here in the mornings to get going. We don't have any time limits.
Yeah, it's crazy. Whenever we show up at like 8:31 and then we're just like, wait, we were supposed to be on at 8:30. It happens.
It
No,
does.
just kidding. That did not happen today, but there's a ton of stuff going on here at Abundant Life. There's a ton of stuff going on at KHEA Radio. We're glad that you are going to be a part of it today.
Hey, if you're just tuning in, hey, we want to see some heart emojis. Drop them in the comments below. If you're watching right now, drop all of the heart emojis. We made it through another week.
Yeah, we did. Go ahead and share this video out right now. It's a huge favor. I know you can give us a little bit of a help. We always consider even that like a big partnership. You know, whenever you guys help us get the word out, what's going on here in Galveston, Harris, Brazoria, in the greater Texas area, not even just that, the world.
KHEA Radio is only as successful as you are.
There you
fans.
go. There
We
you
got
go.
you.
Our friends, our people that hang out with us here. So go ahead and feel free to share that out. Give us those heart reacts, heart emojis. If you're watching on Facebook, smash the share video. There's another video that we redropped today, and I'm excited. It has to do with hearts as well.
Chick-fil-A hearts.
Yes.
You have a chance to win an entire Valentine's Day tray. That's 3 parts of the tray. You get the chicken nuggets, you get the sandwich, and you get the chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, the little chicken mini sandwiches, which are good for breakfast. They're good for snacks. They're good for your meal. They're good all the time. And those cookies are huge.
Yes, so we just dropped that video. All you have to do to win is like, share, and comment on that video, and you have a chance to win. So we dropped a video earlier in the week, and we're going to be doing winners from each post.
Yeah. So we got 8 seconds. We're going to about to go live on the FM as well. You guys stay tuned. We're going to be having a lot of fun today. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It's Friday. The weather's cold outside. I feel like everybody fired up their fireplace all at one time, just like right now. It's that cold outside. Like it went from 80 degrees yesterday to feeling like it's in the 20s today.
I did see a post that somebody said Texas is going to live all 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Ashley posted that.
I did. I did see all 4 seasons yesterday.
Yeah.
Except for me, winter includes snow. So I don't know if it's winter, but I definitely felt summer, spring, and fall yesterday.
That's cool. You know, and it gives you a nice variety. And it allows us to break out our winter wardrobe. You know, I got my favorite green hoodie on. Curt, you're rocking your Guess like turtleneck zipper thing. I don't know, but it looks great on you.
You just ruined the chance for me to tell my joke.
I hate that joke. I wanted to burst. I wanted to burst at the beginning.
Dang.
Yeah, but what do you guys got going on today? Let us know. We want to hear from you. If you're watching on our Facebook stream, have you seen snow? We're on the lookout because we heard there's going to be all 4 seasons today. I don't see the snow yet. We want to know where the snow is. If you see it, somebody better text or call us because I'm in the show and we're running outside. Or we're going mobile.
We're going mobile.
Yeah.
We went mobile yesterday. We
did.
tested all of our gear on my personal Facebook page. We didn't actually drop it on the KHEA page. But we have all of the equipment now where we can take what we do here in KHEA Radio Studio and do it out in the real world.
Yeah, let us know, where should we go? You know, whenever we go mobile, where do we need to be? Where do we need to go check out? Go ahead and tag a place, whether it's like, hey, come to my house and do the show. I asked Crystal yesterday. I said, first mobile show, you know where we should go? And she was like, no. I said, we're going to your house, Crystal. She was like, why? I said, just because we can.
We can go live from anywhere in the world now. Africa.
Asterisk with internet
Antarctica.
connection.
North Pole.
Do they have internet in the North Pole? Does Santa, is he like on Wi-Fi? Does he have strong internet?
I feel like he understands it as Wi-Fi, not Wi-Fi.
Maybe. Maybe so, but hey, let us know, where do we need to go? And here's a comment from Russ, who's watching on our Facebook stream. He said, we had snowflakes here in West Columbia last night. So shout out to West Columbia. You know, that I consider that like within our range here, because we got a large range of people that listen and hang out with us as well. But hey, that's all 4 seasons. If we got snow last night in West Columbia, or snowflakes, I guess, but that counts.
Yeah. Okay, I'll count it. Check mark.
Yeah, I opened the freezer and grabbed some ice and threw it in my yard. Does that count? Yeah.
Winter's here.
Here's Angie. She said, come visit my clinic. Oh, wait. No, don't. We're in the good amount of patience I see. Just bring coffee. Okay, so that's a possibility. We can do it from your office, from your clinic, from wherever you have going on. Maybe we'll just be the coffee guys.
You know, Rena just said, need hot coffee for sure. That's a good thing to have when it's this cold out.
Yeah, and it keeps you warm on the inside, the outside, warms your soul. And I saw some, actually this was from Crystal Koza on Facebook, talking about, like, I've had my coffee, it's okay to talk to me now. And it was actually a meme, and it had a picture of, I think, like Glinda from The Wizard of Oz. So there you go. Sometimes it's like that. You know, on a cold day like this, you got to get that cup to hit the soul, right?
Rocking the Bang energy drink this morning.
Yeah, you know, this is my first Bang in the morning all year, 100%, I think all year. And I just felt like, you know what, it's Friday. It doesn't hurt. I'm just going to do one. Next thing you know, next week I'm going to be like, I need 2 bangs a day to give me that energy drink. Yeah. So this is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We're going to be on till about 11 a.m. Every weekday, we have the opportunity to broadcast live from Abundant Life, in the campus of Abundant Life right here in beautiful Lamarck, Texas. We're proud to be a part of Lamarck, and we're going to keep doing this show till they make us stop one day. What's going to happen? If y'all had to guess, like, what would be the thing that would be like, hey, well, you know what? The show's done. Gardy, you're fired. Curt, you're fired. Like, Crystal, you're in. Ethan, you're in. Like, what would be the thing that would happen? Like a tanning incident?
A tanning incident might happen. We've been talking about doing some spray tanning stuff on Monday, and we're like, well, how can we make this work? How can we do a spray tan and not scare away all of our listeners?
Yes, that is a good question. Okay, so we just got a question. This is from Angie. She said, are y'all fasting? Do you guys drink Bang during your fast? So we finished our cleanse, and, you know, we weren't necessarily fasting in a way, but we finished that. And so at this point, we're allowed to have caffeine. But yeah, during a normal fast, I don't think that's okay. What do you think, Crystal?
No, I don't think anybody should be drinking Bang energy drink, period.
What?
Much less on a fast.
Listen, our show is so much better when we have Bang energy drinks.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Curt on this one, and that doesn't happen often.
Well, if you need an energy drink to be an enjoyable person, that sounds like a personal problem.
It is.
Is this a segment of Crystal Life?
It may be.
This is the worst Crystal Life I've ever heard.
Yes.
Gardy's like, I agree.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to agree with you again, Curt. This is 2 agreements in like 5 minutes. This is a record. Yeah, I don't think we've ever agreed this much in our entire life, so that's interesting.
Funny.
But yeah, so we have about 10 minutes, and then we have Jack from Whiskey Cake. He's going to be in studio sharing about a local restaurant. It's over there at Baybrook. You know what they've done to Baybrook Mall? How they've revamped it. It was already like the mall in our area, right? And then, you know, the developers, some people came in, they were like, you know what we should do? Take the best thing going in this area and make it even better.
I remember, so I'm only been in Texas since 2015, so 3 going on 4 years. And I remember when I first went to Baybrook Mall, and it's nothing like it was.
No.
Nothing. Like all of the new shops, you got Maggiano's over there, you got Salata, all of those.
I noticed all your places are food places that you're bringing up. Is that
that's
a thing?
where I go. I don't go to the mall to shop. What do I need to shop for?
You go shopping for like Whiskey Cake.
I go to stand in the Apple line and wait all day to see if they can fix my phone.
Just to look cool. I feel like you don't even have any issues, and you're just like, oh, the new iPhone's coming out. Somebody take a picture of me, and you're just like, oh my goodness, I'm waiting in this line.
Such a hipster. I'm standing in line.
Yeah, you were standing in line. Like, you're at the beginning of the line, right?
Right.
Yeah. But Yeah, check out Whiskey Cake. We have Jack in studio. We went the other day. We had a delicious meal. They have a ton of stuff on the menu. It was a really good time.
So we were eating, and I ordered chicken and waffles, but I don't like eggs that come, right? Like that are...
Let me go ahead and explain to everybody what you're talking about right now.
Chicken and waffles.
Yeah,
People
I know
what that is.
Yes. But Curt doesn't like over easy eggs.
No.
He doesn't like over medium.
No.
He wants, scrambled.
I don't like the yolk.
Okay, yes, that's correct. You want it scrambled. You want it to be like everything mixed together. You don't want anything runny.
Right.
Even if you ordered a burger, how sometimes it'll come with an egg on it. Mr. Casper over here is like, can I get scrambled eggs on my burger? Okay, keep going.
It's pretty delicious that way.
Sure, maybe.
But that's what I had and I enjoyed. Their waffle comes with, I believe, bacon and maple cooked inside of the waffle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good way to have a waffle. I've never had a waffle like that, but I enjoyed it.
I'm pretty sure me and my friend invented the McGriddle before it came out. And actually, you know this because it's my buddy Josh Davis. So when you're sitting around and it's like, man, it'd be really cool if they had like a sandwich, but then they had like syrup inside of it and it was like a little pancake instead. And then next thing you know, McDonald's is maybe like eavesdropping on my phone calls or conversation. I don't know what happened, but then like the McGriddle comes out and it's just like, okay, I see you, McDonald's. I see you. Touche. You got me this time.
Having bacon and syrup inside of something is delicious.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
never
for sure.
had that before until I had it at Whiskey Cake.
It's a game changer. Whenever I went, I had the chicken. So it was like a half chicken and it came on the bone and it had all of these Brussels sprouts. It came like on a bed of Brussels sprouts that were they almost like a blackened and seasoned, but they were really good. If you haven't been yet, you need to go check them out. They're located in the new development of Baybrick Mall, like on the outside, almost a little bit of ways, like in between like the entrance and then like where they have the other sports stores where Darian works.
Yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods.
Whoosh. I was thinking about the golf. Like to me, I think Golf Galaxy and all that as well. So if you go over to that new development area, you're going to see it. That new development, they have a ton of stuff. Like they have Fitterman Sports, which is really cool because they always have like athletes. And I saw they had Hulk Hogan the other day doing autographs and Dennis Rodman and people like that are like huge heroes. And they just go do signings.
Mike
really
Tyson has been there. I tried to get him to sign my Merry Christmas sweatshirt, but he couldn't.
Why not?
Because I didn't see him in time to get it to sign it.
Okay, yeah.
But then they also, I know our listeners would probably love this store that's over at Baybrick Mall, the Container Store. Have you ever been to the Container Store?
I have been to the Container Store.
That store is legit the coolest store ever.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
I was a doubter. I was on the verge of a hater. But what happened whenever I walked in was an emotion and feelings that I had never had before. It was weird. I walked in and I was like, okay, this is cool. There's some boxes. Crystal, have you ever been to the Container Store?
I've never been. Please explain.
Okay. So what hit me whenever I walked to the section where they have demoed closets. They're fake closets that they've built out with every imaginable space to organize. My closet, I have a ton of shoes. I have a ton of shoes. I have a ton of clothes, like stuff that I haven't fit in since junior high school that I'm like, well, you never know. I may be in junior high again and want to wear this band t-shirt or whatever, right? So I'm like, I can't throw this away. What am I going to do? But they have like the most organized closet and different ways that you can do like build out. You pull like a drawer and then like 10 drawers pop out. Those closets are amazing. And I'm like, what do I have to do? Take my money, take all my credit cards, let me fill out like a new one. I need this in my house. And they're like, well, okay, that's going to be like $12,000. And I'm just like, I slap myself. Okay, come back, Gardy. Come back. You can't do that. You can't do that right now. But it's like one day, maybe.
It's literally a store full of containers. Like everything. It's the Container Store. Like it says it in its name. So you can get like your kitchen containers, your dining room containers, your living room containers.
Yeah.
You could have an entire house full of containers from the Container Store.
To me, it's more about the closet because like they have these drop front boxes that people put shoes in and you can stack them up. And I was just like blown away because I seriously have way too many shoes. Like, I mean, I can safely say now, and y'all know this, I have hundreds of pairs of shoes in my house that are my technically personal shoes. You guys know this.
Yeah, literally his closet is full of shoes. Like, I've never seen a guy with so many shoes.
And then I went and started my own shoe brand and decided to fill up my theater room with shoes too. So I have like hundreds of pairs of shoes. I didn't have enough personally, so I was like, I'm going to start my own shoe brand. Del Tigre, and now I have even more. So like, I need organization. I'm glad I have friends like y'all to help me be organized. But if I had the opportunity to get a gift card to the Container Store, I don't know what's going to happen. I may go crazy. Whatever it is, I'm going to overspend. Does anybody else feel this way? Hey, I see Angie Butler on. Side note, I finished my dozen eggs. Angie, I need to place an order to get a couple dozen eggs because that's my 4th dozen eggs in the past like 2.5 weeks. I need more. Anyways, Container Store.
Yes.
I need some organization in my life. It's a great opportunity to go organize yourself. Are you the kind of person that's going to be like self-motivated to get the container and like plan it out yourself?
I feel like I can't be an organized person without spending money at the Container Store.
I don't have maybe the self-motivation whenever it comes to organization to start that myself, and I don't think I have the willpower to throw the things away that I need to. So I would have to hire or bring in professional help, hire and bring in friends that would be like, Gardy, you got to do something with this, because otherwise I would have all the containers and everything, and I'd be like, well, I still have too much stuff.
That's what I'm like. Right now, I'm currently trying to get rid of some of my clothes, have a more organized closet with less. But I'm kind of a hoarder. So, like, I've got, I don't know, like 500 articles of clothing, and I keep condensing it. I'm like, okay, I'm only going to keep exactly what I love, but every time I only get rid of like 5 things.
Yeah.
I need help.
You need, like, if you got rid of 5 things like every hour, like they need to be okay. Like at the end of the year, like 2020.
I'm
good.
getting rid of 5 things like every 5 years.
Yeah. Kurt, what about you? I feel like you're almost the person, like, it just depends on what mood you're in. You're like, I don't want it. Trash it.
So after I moved to my new apartment, I actually went through and got rid of everything. I went through every box, and I said, I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. And I just chucked it. Yeah. I didn't need to keep it. The dumpster was full, though.
So, okay, here's another thing. This is about my friend who had no problem. This is Josh again, you know. So he was actually, I got some text from him a little while ago. But so my buddy Josh, right? He was, and we've lived together as roommates, multiple states, multiple cities, and, you know, a great guy. I love him, right? So whenever we would move, he'd be like, I don't even want to take any of my stuff. I'm just going to start over. Like, literally start over, like a jacket. He had, like, 1 jacket, 1 pair of pants, like 2 shirts, and, like, some socks, right? And he's like, I'll just leave it there, and I'll just start over at the new place. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I will take your stuff. I want to hang on to it.
I
Don't
did
throw
that
it
one
away.
time. I left a couch at the apartment because I'm like, I don't want to move this couch. Like, I literally probably could have picked it up and set it next to the dumpster and been good. They charged me $50. The apartment complex charged me $50 to move it. And it was one of those cheap, like, $100 futons that I picked up at Walmart.
So did you write your name on it? How did they track you down?
Well, because it was in my apartment.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay. I didn't know if they did like DNA forensic
I just left
evidence.
it in the apartment. You know, I'm like, I'll let somebody else worry about this, right? Charge me $50, and they're like, well, we wanted to charge you more because it actually took a lot harder to get that out of the apartment. I'm like, it was literally a futon from Walmart.
Yeah.
Like how it wasn't a king size bed.
Right.
It wasn't like a sectional couch. It was literally a futon from Walmart. And you want to charge me more than $50 to move it out of the apartment?
How much did the futon cost? Was it like less than $50?
Yeah, it was probably less than $50.
It was like $49.99 for
Man,
the
that was my
futon.
bed. That was my bed for like 2 months.
That's nothing wrong with that.
No, but it was great. But yeah. I was like, are you serious? You want to charge me that?
So, you know, I'm going to read this comment, and then we're going to go on a break, and we're going to bring Jack in from Whiskey Cake, talking about everything they have going on. And we got onto the Container Store and organization. So this is from Natasha. She said, do the hanger trick. You go through your closet. You hang this up. You hang it up with the hanger backwards. If you wore it, then you put it up with the hanger the correct way. After a year, anything not worn gets donated.
You know, for me, I wear everything in my closet because I don't do laundry until I have nothing left to wear.
I noticed your jeans looked really clean today, and I gave you a comment. I was like, Kurt, are those new jeans, or did you just wash them? You're like, no, they're not new jeans. I think I just washed them.
I finally ran out of shirts, so I had to do laundry.
Yeah. You know what I would do? I would wear like size small shirts, like that I had never worn since like the third grade that I still have. I literally have shirts from third grade. I'm not even joking. Okay, but I would wear that and be like, it still fit, just so I wouldn't have to throw it away.
Right.
And then here's the other thing. This is another dream of mine that I want to do. I'm like, well, I'll keep it in case I get one of those, like, I learned to sew, right, and do one of those T-shirt quilts that everybody makes, just in case. I can't throw this.
You save onto things, and you're like, one day, I have this guitar I bought, 6 months ago.
Don't throw the guitar away.
No, it's not thrown away yet, but it literally sits there and does nothing. I spent $100 on it, and
you should have learned to play it.
One day I will.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes that's not such a bad thing. Like, I had 5 pairs of pants that I couldn't fit in, and I was like, one day I'm going to lose enough weight and be able to wear these again.
It's a goal, yeah.
And then I did Dr. Choppa's detox. I lost 15 pounds, and I can wear them again.
Now she's like, bang, look at my new jeans.
Yeah, exactly.
But my new old jeans. What's up now?
What is the one item? We can talk about this maybe during the show as we talk to Whiskey Cake, but what is that one item that you're just like, I can never throw this away?
It's all 500 of my shirts in my closet. I can't throw them away. I have more clothes than my wife. I have a problem. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Whenever we come back, we're going to have Jack from Whiskey Cake in studio talking about Whiskey Cake at Baybrook Mall. Actually, they have another location in Katy. And I think I've heard some like details of new restaurants popping up, different concepts. So we'll see what happens. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart.
Food, fun, and family-friendly adventures of Texas. Look.
All right.
Shout out to Joe Perez. That's Texas Chronicles, History, Mystery, and Adventure. He is a partner here with KHEA Radio. We love Joe. His dad was going through some stuff, and, you know, we were keeping him in prayer and his families and everything, and there's, like, some good reports. So we love you, Joe. Love your family and everything that you got going on. Jack, it's been so long.
Hey.
I swear.
I like yours.
Gardy.
Thanks. Very nice to meet you guys.
All right. So we got Jack in studio from Whiskey Cake.
Yep.
We're going to be hanging out. Did you bonk your head on something, and what was it?
The mic. I like scooted forward. Oh. Ow.
Sweet. Okay.
Wait, why are you applauding? Dang.
Just makes us all happy whenever you feel some pain is all.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us today. We are excited that you're here. You know, we went to Whiskey Cake the other day.
Yeah, what'd you guys think?
We thought it was awesome.
I had the chicken and waffles.
He did.
It's laced with bacon.
Laced with bacon
I
and
love that
maple
term.
syrup.
Laced with bacon and,
And
syrup.
maple syrup is inside of it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then I had the scrambled eggs. So it was chicken.
Scrambled's okay.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
I'm just playing. I heard you earlier.
Yeah, whenever we were there, he was like, Gardy, look at your plate and look at mine. So I had like, I had the chicken and it had Brussels sprouts on it. And I think like bacon and the Brussels sprouts as well. It was delicious, right? And he was like, it looks like you're the dad plate. And I like ordered from the kids menu because he had the waffle and scrambled eggs. And it was like, all right, son. I gave him a noogie and I was like, you got to finish your meal if we're going to get dessert. If you want the whiskey cake, you got to finish your eggs.
There is nothing small about that chicken and waffles, though. I mean, it is a heck of a meal. From the waffle with the chicken tenders on top of it and the eggs on top of it, that is a meal and a half.
Yeah, he also had an appetizer to himself. What did you have? Because you wouldn't share.
Oh, the deviled eggs.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did have the devil eggs. And then, did you get
those
dessert or no?
No, we passed up on dessert.
Because you said with the syrup and everything, you already felt like you had, you know,
I felt like I couldn't stuff another bite inside of me. You guys
Way
have
too
really
full.
good desserts as well, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, we had a dessert. It's called the Whiskey Cake, and then we actually developed the restaurant around this one dessert. You know, I've been in this industry almost 20 years. I've never worked for a restaurant where a dessert was our top seller. Last year, we sold a little over 46,000 slices of cake.
46,000 slices of cake. That's a lot. And so, Whiskey Cake, was it founded in Dallas?
It was. It was founded in Dallas. Right now we have about 7 restaurants, but the main premise of it is that it's a farm-to-fork, garden-to-glass style restaurant. Which I mean by that is we source as much food locally as we possibly can. Like here in Baybrook, we source about 65 different local vendors.
Okay.
And so instead of having that one food company that drops everything off right at your back door, you have 65 different personalities. You have 65 different farmers. We've been to all the farms. We know where it's coming from, and it's great local food.
That's awesome.
It is.
I think I know that company that does that. It drops off everything. They have
There's nothing wrong with that company. It's a great company.
Yeah, but that's cool. You know, we do focus on some health things here, and that's one of the things that our friend Dr. Chapa says, like, whenever you know the farmers, whenever you know where the food is coming from, you know how it's raised, and that's what y'all do. Y'all are able to build those relationships and then have that straight to the restaurant.
Well, yeah, and you go out and you talk to the farmers, and the main thing that you're going to find out with a lot of these local farmers is they're not doing it for the money. They're not doing it to build their business. It's a craft. It's what they do, and it's what they fall in love with. And you guys like your jobs, right? And so
it's all right. It's not a whiskey cake. I mean,
but the
we
fact
don't eat food all day.
Well,
actually,
that
we
is
do.
delicious. We eat food all day. But your passion shows through in that. And so when you find those local farmers that have great product and you can just tell that they've beat on their craft every single day to make a great product, those are the people that I want to be around. Those are the people that I want to do business with. And it's funny how when you have business with people like that, it's just very easy to deal with. You're very fair with them, and they're very fair with you, and you get a great product on top of it.
That's cool. So we have about a minute, and then we're going to go on the FM as well.
Okay.
And keep the Facebook stream going. Shout out to you guys. Facebook, we love y'all. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with us. It's Friday, and I'm excited.
I kind of want chicken and waffles right now.
I can make a call.
Fire up the waffle iron. Get the bacon grease going. We're going to be getting those.
Up. I guarantee Chef is already there.
That's what's up. What time do y'all open?
We don't open till 11, but these guys get there around 6:30 in the morning just to get started.
Prepping?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's cool.
It's what happens when it's a prep-centric restaurant is that you got to cook a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got 20 seconds, and we'll go. Hey, okay. Facebook, let us know. What do you guys got going on? Are y'all going to Whiskey Cake today? Are y'all going to be doing some cool stuff this weekend, bundled up? Curt has the cool sweater on. I'm finally wearing my favorite green hoodie again, so here we go. We got 5 seconds.
Radio.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we have a special guest in studio. We're going to be talking to Jack from Whiskey Cake about everything that they have going on. We're excited that you're here, Jack. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. We're excited about the weather.
It's awesome out there.
It's a little changed. Are you a fan of cold weather?
I'm from the Midwest, so yes, I'm a fan of cold weather.
From where, though, exactly?
Ohio,
cool. Yeah. So
it is cool. It's cold.
How long were you in Ohio?
Gosh, 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, this is an Ohio day. Gray, windy, cold. Not to know what to expect. That kind of weather.
Yeah, I spent some time in Westerville, Ohio.
Okay.
Outside of Columbus.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Nashville, years ago. But Ohio is cold. I remember moving from Texas to Ohio was kind of a shock, like humidity-wise and cold weather-wise. I was like, I'm not used to this. How do you enjoy it here in Texas better, or you kind of miss the cold winters and stuff?
I miss the seasons.
Yeah.
I do. I miss all 4 seasons, but at the same time, though, it is quite nice when that Arctic freeze came through the United States and I was outside and on my grill.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone else was freezing.
Oh, so. I make sure, I'm from the Midwest as well.
Sure.
I make sure that anytime it snows there, I'm outside, like, on the beach.
That's right.
Like, oh, look at me. It sucks to be you.
I hope you guys are okay up there. I'm going to go back to my grill.
Just showing off. Showing off. I love it. So how did you end up down here?
A family. Family's down here, and I mean, why not come down to Houston, Texas? There's too many opportunities.
That is true.
4th largest city in the United States. If I can't find something to do, it's my fault.
So you're with Whiskey Cake.
Sure.
And how long have you been with Whiskey Cake?
Few years now.
Yeah.
I have. I've been with them for a few years. One of my mentors gave me a call a few years ago and said, hey, you're going to get a phone call and you need to answer it. And I did. And I spoke with the vice president of operations at the time and fell in love with it that quickly.
Cool. So what's your official role like with Whiskey Cake?
I'm an assistant general manager with Whiskey Cake, and then I take care of all the beverage operations with the Baybrook location as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you mentioned the Baybrook location. I know there's a couple more, and then obviously in Dallas as well. So how many locations are there, I guess, across the state or country?
Right now there's 6. We have one in Oklahoma City. We have one in San Antonio. We have Las Colinas out in Dallas, and then we have Plano out in Dallas, and then we have Katy, and then Baybrook here in Houston. And then our Tampa, Florida store opens up in a month.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you going to Tampa to be at? Are you taking us?
If you want to come, bring it.
I know
Let's
we
go.
just met, but we can be best friends if you take us to Florida.
I love your sweater, and you guys were talking about shoes earlier, and I have a problem with shoes.
You do? You have a shoe problem?
I do.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, I can appreciate that. I feel like there is some friendship and some bonding.
Yes.
I've never been to Florida, but if I was to go, I think I'm stopping at Whiskey Cake.
You should. It's out in Tampa. It's going to be a great restaurant out there.
We can go mobile and do our entire show from Tampa, Florida.
No, you can't.
Yes, we can.
Let's do it. I don't believe you.
You don't believe us?
Nope.
Okay, yesterday we tested our mobile gear and we were able to do it. So all of this stuff we'll be able to do from anywhere in the world.
We just need this room.
We need a Wi-Fi connection and we can go live from anywhere.
Okay, so we need to put this on a cocktail napkin, just like all great ideas start, and then let's take it to Tampa. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
we're full of them sometimes.
Are the chicken and waffles going to be the same?
Well, yeah.
Well, okay, good.
It's still going to be laced with bacon and syrup inside that.
That's all I care about.
Okay, so let's say somebody has not been to Whiskey Cake before. Can you kind of explain, I guess, the concept one more time and what they can expect from the menu?
Well, it is American food, first off, so that means everything. From a roasted duck with a carrot ginger puree, which is a chef-inspired meal, all the way down to chicken and waffles or a nice double burger. But the big key with our concept is the fact that it is a farm-to-fork garden-to-glass style restaurant, which means is that I source as much food as locally as I possibly can. I can't source everything locally because there's some things in Texas we don't do as well. Citrus fruit would be one of them. And so Florida, they're going to have great citrus fruit. You know, in Texas, not so much. Our grapefruits from the Rio Grande Valley are delicious when they're in season. But when Texas beef, all of the pork is going to be sourced local. All of our dairy is sourced right outside Tomball from Hill Country Dairies. They do a great job for us. All the way down to our honey is sourced locally too as well. So finding these spots and finding these farmers, it's a lot of fun to be able to do that and seeing exactly where all this food is coming from.
That's what I was going to say. It has to be fun, because you try and be like, well, maybe I need to go try this next honey. And then you get to find the best, meet the people, learn their stories, and kind of just go from there. And we do like food, and so it's just a lot of taste testing. It seems like it would go on, right?
There is a lot of taste testing that goes on, and then you get excited about things. We actually found a goat cheese farmer, and it was a funny story. When we were looking for our goat cheese supplier in Houston, I went to a farmer's market because that's what I do every weekend. We just go to different farmers markets. I want to meet as many different local vendors as I possibly can. And we found one, fell in love with it, grabbed samples from him, took it back to one of my chefs, and said, "You got to try this. It's great stuff." And then we went to his farm. I invited myself to his farm because I wanted to go that bad. I was going to get this goat cheese. We went there and saw his operation. It was a great operation. This gentleman was he was an experienced gentleman. He was already retired, but he just did it because he loved it. And I saw 3 goats off to the side. It was picturesque. It was perfect. Their operation was very, very clean. And we finally sat down and said, okay, we're going to need about 200 pounds of goat cheese a week. Can you help us out? And he stopped. And it was like this awkward moment where I said, well, where are all the goats? He goes, they're right here. And it was those 3 goats. That was it. and so I looked at the goats and I looked back at him. And then you look back at the goats and can you get more goats? Please?
Get going, guys. Start working. We need some cheese. How does this work? I don't know.
And so he did. He invested in us, and so we were able to get a great goat cheese farmer out of it.
Where's he located at?
Well, he's actually out of Tomball as well. But,
okay, Tomball.
Yeah. So
one of the things that I really liked when we pulled up that day, you guys were getting a delivery of your ice cream.
Yes.
And your ice cream is from a local company, Hey Mikey's, which is right here in Texas City, also in Galveston. That's kind of cool that you are supplying from local places as well.
Oh, yeah, and that's the main key is to being able to find these people and then to do business with them and then set up perfect operations with them and work with we're only one restaurant when it comes to the Baybrook location, and so our chefs are gonna deal with those local vendors as well.
Yeah, the KHEA location, was that there before this Baybrook location?
It was.
Okay.
It opened, October 2016.
Okay.
I remember when Whiskey Cake opened up at Baybrook Mall, like people were going nuts. They're like, this place is awesome. You gotta go. You gotta go. And Gardy and I, we love food. We're constantly like seeking out food. Yeah. And when we went,
me too.
We went and we loved it. And we're like, we gotta keep coming back. We gotta keep coming back. So we're really excited to have you on and promote you guys a little bit.
So the thing that I think grabbed my attention and maybe other people. So whenever you go by the restaurant, and I can't remember all of the stuff that it says on the outside, but it's like divorce parties, like marriage, engagements, like hosting, like everything else. And it's just like, hey, I could use that. Somebody's going through it. It's comical, and it's like it's realistic as well. Like potentially y'all can accommodate.
We do, and that's we pride ourselves in the fact that it's an everyday place to eat.
Yeah.
So if you want to come in and it's a Tuesday and you want to wear your black socks with sandals and khaki shorts and a Tommy Bahama shirt and get a chicken and cheese melt, come on in, man. If you want to not go to a gala on a Friday night while you're dressed to the nines and you want to come in and get that roasted duck with a carrot ginger puree, come in there too as well. So everything, you can come in for any occasion.
All right, Jack, I got a challenge for you.
Deal.
All right, Johnny has been asking about Valentine's Day, if Whiskey Cake should be the place that he takes his sweetheart on Valentine's Day. And he says, if you give me a great reason to go for Valentine's Day, I'll make my reservation right now. So here's your challenge. I want you to convince Johnny to make his Valentine's date at Whiskey Cake.
Well, the question is, why wouldn't you? You have a place where you can go and you can get a reservation right now. Go to Open Table and you can get it in. I know I looked at reservations this morning. There's still a few left. So if you get on there now, you can make the reservation. Our reservation is with a company called Open Table. You're going to get in. Our hostesses are just perfect. You're going to go in. You're going to sit down. You're going to enjoy your meal right then and there. And on top of that, you guys are eating local food. You're eating the local food. You're getting stuff that's chef made and it's chef driven. It is not an out of the box type of place. We do not have a freezer in our restaurant. We do not have a microwave in our restaurant. Everything is cooked fresh every single day. So why not have a night like that?
Yeah, that's cool. So Open Table, is that an app or a service or a website?
Yes, Open Table is a service for reservations.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So is that something that I should have? Can you get that from multiple places as well?
Yeah. A lot of different restaurants use Open Table.
Dang.
I haven't made my reservations for Valentine's Day either.
But
I don't have one you want to go with.
I was going to say, do you have a Valentine's?
Not yet.
But you know what? That doesn't mean you should not make your reservation. You never know what can happen.
That's exactly
always have
right.
it as a backup. You can always call and cancel that. No, you can't. That's rude.
Well, what you do is go ahead and make the reservation now.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself. Believe that you have, I guess in the right place, right time. You never know who you're going to meet. You can meet your wife and go ahead and propose to her on Valentine's Day.
Right then and there.
Get it done with.
Yeah. We'll put it in the chicken and waffles. We'll put the ring in
Oh,
the
the
chicken
ring.
and waffles.
Until they eat the ring, and then you're like, wait, where's the ring? And she's like,
Well, she wants to take a breath, just being like, hey, don't eat something. Like, I don't know if that's the person you want to be marrying. Maybe she's just like, whoop. I can see you eating the ring.
Let's just say you've picked the right person if they would actually enjoy the ring inside the chicken and waffles.
wow. Johnny said, I'm sold, making my reservation now. That's what's
Nice,
up.
Johnny.
All right, Johnny, go let
Johnny's
us know.
like, that's
Hey,
awesome.
Post some pictures to our Facebook wall as well. Make sure that you post some pictures. I love seeing pictures of food and then just hearing about people's experience at places. So that's something that we encourage as well.
Yeah, I like to see that. Crystal also says that when you're going, the bathroom smells amazing. I don't know if that's another reason
Hey,
to go during Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a local vendor. Go figure. It's our candle lady, and she does a great job with all of our candles. And we actually have a whiskey cake scent.
What?
It's made just for our restaurant, and we do sell those candles. We have a small local market at the front of our restaurant, where a lot of our local vendors are there. We don't sell for profit. We just we get local names out there. We buy it for cost. We sell it for cost.
That's
but
cool.
One of them is going to be our candles.
I did notice that. I went and used the restroom whenever I was there, and the lighting was like, I could take a good selfie in here. Number one. Whether I did or didn't is I'm not going to get into that. Right? That's detail.
Wait, that's your profile picture, isn't it?
Anyway, so I washed my hands and I was like, is it the soap? Like, what is so? And then obviously there was the candles right there. The sink was really cool. They put a lot of design work into the restroom, into the entire building, but you can definitely tell, and it was just a good atmosphere overall.
I think Keely talked also like the design is local too, isn't it? Like all of the sheet, the metal, and the artwork inside.
Oh, and the reclaimed wood, everything. Anything that we possibly can. One of our points to our DNA is rescue, repurpose, reuse. We are a restaurant that recycles. You'll notice that we have blue trash cans around the restaurant as well. And then we also have not just a dumpster, but we do have a recycling dumpster as well. And most restaurants don't do that. It's a little bit harder to do that, but it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. So the owner of Humanity Boutique, which is it's a boutique on wheels. So they sell clothes and jewelry and all kinds of stuff, right? So I was talking to her the other day and she said, hey, my husband does fabrication with metal. And then I was like, oh, cool. Have I seen any of his stuff? She's like, well, it's that whiskey cake. That the metal there, he was the person who actually did all the metal there, which I was like, well, a small world. That's really cool.
Well, if you go in there and you see that and then you take a look at his metal work, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool to kind of, I don't know, when worlds collide. Right now, it is 9:20. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. If you're watching on Facebook, share this video. Make sure you let us know, what do you guys got going on today. Hey, have you been to Whiskey Cake yet? Let us know what's up.
Brooks right here just commented, and I love this. He said, if your date doesn't want to go to Whiskey Cake, you'll know if they're the one. Dump them.
Right there. Right there.
Hey, Brooks is in Oklahoma, right? Brooks, you're in Oklahoma.
There's a shop in Oklahoma City, right?
There's
a
There's
Whiskey
one
Cake.
out there in Oklahoma City. It's a great restaurant.
That's cool. Somebody else had mentioned that earlier. Said, hey, there's one in Oklahoma City. I need to go. I don't know if they have family there.
It was Brooks.
Oh, it was Brooks. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brooks. Hey, my sister's on here. What's up, Delicia? What's up, Holly? Good morning, Grant, Brooks, everybody. Let us know what you guys got going on today. We're talking about Whiskey Cake. We're talking about everything that's kind of taking place out there at Baybrook Mall. It's really interesting to see how that area was already awesome. And then you didn't think that it could be developed anymore. Then they build a Whiskey Cake. They build like all these awesome, like, the theater and everything. So it's really just a good place to go.
Oh, it's a great place to go, and especially right there in the mall with the grassy area that's out there. And so they'll start having events out there. All the playoffs and everything will be shown outside. And so all those vendors and all those restaurants will all be coming outside too as well.
Yeah.
When it's not gray and windy and cold.
Whenever you're not at Whiskey Cake, is there a place like at the mall where you were like, man, I really enjoy that place, even if it's like Auntie Anne's pretzel, like anywhere, it's so good.
Gosh, and all those places that are great. I love Italian food, so Maggiano's right there is great. But then at the same time, Perry's pork chop is pretty.
The pork chop is legit, huh?
I've never been to Perry's yet.
Yeah,
we need to go, just you and I. Or I'll go with the guy I go with on the weekends to do all the food stuff.
Weekend Gardy? Who are you talking about?
Yeah, Weekend Gardy.
you stop there and then come back to Whiskey Cake for that dessert.
Oh, yeah.
You
go
have
there.
to have that cake.
Is that something that people do often? Just stop in for dessert?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I closed the restaurant last night, and it was around 11 o'clock. I probably had about 20 tables in there, and that's what they were just there for the dessert.
That's cool. That's cool.
What about shots? Did you hear our conversation earlier about the Container Store?
I heard parts about it, and I get lost in the Container Store. I love it.
Yeah. We're not very organized people, but we could be.
Yeah.
Could be a lot more, but we just need like a professional.
We figured that if we just spend all of our life savings at the Container Store, we'd be pretty organized.
Yeah. And
have you seen all of our stuff over in our corner over there?
The organization is next level.
Next level organization.
We could put a mobile camera on it if we. Yeah, no. It's just stuff. But that's what we have. We brought in a female's opinion and touch, and she's been helping us get organized. It's actually helped a lot.
How's it going?
I mean, I consider these two like my children.
There you go.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
So you have patience.
Oh, it's working, my patience.
Oh, dang. Shots fired.
That's fair. That's fair. She'll diagnose us.
She keeps asking for budget from the Container Store, and we're like, we don't have any. Just organize it like without it.
Yeah, we don't have a budget. Can you just make something happen? But yeah.
I do what I can. Y'all don't make it easy.
I'm blessed with a wife that she does all of that. I mean, cooking at home, I do that all the time. I open my pantry, and we've got click-clacks, we've got shelving, we've got everything organized. It's gorgeous, and she lives at the Container Store.
Whenever you're cooking at home, what kind of stuff do you make?
I'm a slow and low type of a guy. So, I mean, any type of beef bourguignon mignon with I love cooking stuff with my children, so anything that is going to make a complete big mess, I'm all about it. Cakes, pasta, pizza dough, all that kind of stuff. If I'm going to do that at home and I'm going to have a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old right next to me, we're going to make a mess, and my wife is going to roll her eyes, and then I'm going to teach them how to clean it up, but we're going to have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
We were talking, was it earlier this week, about kind of those memories? We had Anchor Point in who focuses on family, and she was like, those kind of memories really last a long time, when you're cooking pizza and making a mess, yeah, maybe you have to do a little extra cleaning, but those are things that they're going to remember. I just had to ask, like, with you being a cook like that, where you like cooking, is that kind of what led you to wanting to be associated with Whiskey Cake, or what was that reasoning that you said, I really want to be a part of what they're doing?
It brought me back to my passion. I grew up as an adult as a chef. I was a chef for 13 years before I started running the restaurants. But going in and tasting the food, going to the farmers, and all those types of things really brought me back to why I do what I do. My biggest joy in life is when I cooked food and people would be in mid-conversation, but if I set my food in front of them, they would stop. And now their whole world was my food. That was the best compliment in the world. They didn't even have to say anything. That was the greatest compliment. And so to get back to that and get back to people that have that kind of passion for what they do, why not? Why not be around that all the time?
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, I guess you focused more on like as a chef, did you focus more on like desserts or more? I know you said like slow and low, but whenever I hear that, I always think of like brisket. And then you said something that I never heard of before. I was like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds delicious, and I want to try it.
Yeah, it's something mom's pot roast in the oven. Something that you're gonna sear off and throw it in the oven. You're gonna cook it for a long period of time. Is something that I truly enjoy. And then taking all those juices, make it into a sauce, and putting it on top of whatever starch that you want, because I love carbs too.
And cheese.
Why not?
There you go.
Yeah. What kind of cheese? Is it always like, cause American? Is it like, or like the goat cheese or like the fancy cheeses?
It's not it's relative right there. It's not a stinky cheese by any means. My worst critics are my children. So I mean, I've cooked for a lot of great people, but I mean, you cook for a 3-year-old and they'll just push you to the side. You're the worst cook in the world.
Who's the most famous person that you've ever cooked for?
Anthony Bourdain.
What?
Crystal. Who's Anthony Bourdain?
I don't know.
Who is that? I'm not sure.
He's a chef. He's a famous chef.
So you were cooking for a chef.
It was in a dinner, and it was at the place that I was working at, and so it was
okay.
It was a plated dinner that I did, and there's a couple House representatives there and a couple senators there as well.
That's really cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Nerve-wracking.
Did you like my what? Like I acted like I knew who that was. Like,
what? I wasn't sure.
Like, that's awesome.
He was on the Travel Channel. He did.
I have heard his name before.
He's done a couple different shows, and he's got a lot of different.
I'd be scared just because whenever I watch the food shows, you know, it's like, is it Hell's Kitchen and they like tear the chefs apart, but it's entertaining, and I'm not even like this. I'm not a cook,
right?
You know, but it's still like it's fun to watch. It's Gordon Ramsay, right?
Yeah,
and he's just like.
From what I understand, Gordon's actually a very nice guy outside, and you're absolutely right. It's entertaining, and that's what he does. Is he entertains.
Yeah.
Gardy gets upset with me. He goes, Curt, why do you say all those things, or why do you do that? I'm like, it's entertainment. They're like, that's really you. I'm like, no, I'm playing it up, man.
But we're not even on the radio whenever this happens. It's like me and him in a room together, and he's like, oh, this is entertaining. I was like, for who? I'm not entertained. I'm mad. Are you entertaining yourself or like the other personalities in your head?
A little bit.
Like, who's entertained?
The other personalities in my head.
They're just like cracking up in there.
Wow.
Man, it's 9:27.
Joe is really mad at you right now.
This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We got Joe, we got Larry, Mo, and Curly in Curt's head right now. And this is who we're speaking to right now. Is this Curt?
This is Mo.
Okay, Mo. We're going to take a break. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. What are you drinking?
Hey, folks, we're back. This is a Bang energy drink, and I have not had a Bang energy. Well, actually, this is my third one this year. Have you ever had one?
I've not.
So, are you into energy drinks?
No.
Not really?
No.
Coffee? Tea, okay.
Yeah.
So, I will drink coffee. I'm not really a big tea person, and energy drinks have kind of come into my life and, you know, picked me up whenever I've been down and just cradled me, you know, like a big hug and said, you know, Gardy, you are worth it. And sometimes I'm like, Bang.
But that's your third of the year. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's my third of the year.
Wait, it's February, so you're good.
Last year was a different story. It was like, well, the last 3 months was just like, oh man, like a bang or two a day. Oh, God. And so we did like a detox, we did a cleanse, and part of it was like, hey, caffeine, you know, you're out. So yeah, it's my third of the year, and so this is my first one in the morning. The others I've used like in the evening, just kind of like to get me through it. Mm-hmm. But I was like, it's Friday.
Yep.
I'm just, you know, why not? Kurt's had one for the past 2 mornings in a row, and
I'm feeling it. I almost didn't do it, but I definitely like the feeling.
Are you an energy drinker?
Yes, but I also went like a whole month without it.
How'd that go?
I struggled every day.
He was a diva.
Was he?
Oh man,
He was.
Drama queen.
What?
She's the real hero here.
Yeah, she calls me out on my stuff and him too.
Sometimes.
Crystal doesn't pick sides. That's the one thing that I've learned is Crystal is not picking sides.
It's
My
like
side is truth.
It's like a shotgun fire, you know. It's just like, and then the BBs just go everywhere, and we all get sprayed. So
it hurts sometimes, deep, Crystal, down to the core.
Yeah. So what kind of tea do you drink?
Oh gosh.
Is it for the energy, Or is it just for enjoying tea?
Sometimes it's for the energy, yeah. English breakfast, I'm really not fancy that much.
Yeah. I don't know much about tea, but my wife, she's like usually like green tea or like English breakfast. Like if we're, I don't know, it's usually when we're out of town. Like if we're out of town, staying at a hotel somewhere, and she's like, oh, I'll take an English breakfast and, muffin. I'm just like, all right. It just seems like a lot of work. It's like a little tea bag. You're doing this.
They actually make fun of me a lot at the restaurant because I'll have a pint glass of water in my tea, and I set it down, and then I do my job, and I start walking around, and I forget about it, and then I get so excited when I see it. I'm like, oh, I have a tea. This is great.
Do y'all have like a good tea selection there at the restaurant?
Yes, we do.
Is that like a local thing too, or is it sourced from other places?
Unfortunately, that one's not local. That one is me being snobbish about my tea. And
you got to be, huh?
And they come across the pond. So, I mean, we have a great selection of tea.
Yeah, I've looked at sourcing tea because I'm always trying to think of like, hey, what else can I do? And so I know I have family that really likes tea. I'm not a tea fan at all, but I thought it'd be somewhat funny and ironic if I like started like doing like, oh, I have a tea brand. You know what I mean? Like, I have tea, and so I've looked into it, and so there are some places that I found where you can source your own tea, create your own blends, and all that stuff. So it's an interesting, different world.
Crystal, would you have Gardy's tea? I don't feel like I would.
It'd be called.
It's just not my cup of tea.
It'd be called Guard tea.
I would.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I love.
I'm on board. Let's do it.
So.
If it's good. You're not a big tea person, right?
I love tea.
I don't know. I've never seen
not
you
your
drink
tea.
Dang. Not Guard tea?
Guard tea.
Or I could call it Del tea. I was just thinking about like all these different things that I could do.
I like Del tea.
Del tea.
Because he has a business. He has a shoe business.
Well, yeah,
called Del Tigre.
Del Tigre is the name of the shoes. But
are those them?
Yeah.
I like those.
Thanks.
I like those a lot.
So, but I was thinking like if it was Del Tigre, if I just did like Del tea and then it could be tea and it would be really funny and like, is it good? I'm like, I don't know. That's what they tell me. I don't drink tea. Here, buy some. We'll see.
Would it be hot tea or cold tea?
Probably hot.
Like, would it challenge sweet tea as a
staple?
As a staple.
Wow.
Like Whataburger's picking up Del tea instead of sweet tea.
Probably not.
I don't think so, Curry. Now you're just talking crazy.
Challenge it.
Hey, my mom came.
Aim for the
This
stars.
is still Texas.
My mom came to my house last night and she had got some sweet tea, some lemonade, and something else. I don't know. But they were in bags. The tea was in bags. No, it wasn't from Whataburger. It was like from Popeyes or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Have you? It's like
they make those.
I didn't see that. You seen it?
I've never seen this.
It was like a bag. If you think of like a bag that a rotisserie chicken would come in, like if you go like to Walmart or Target and they have the little bag right there.
Yeah.
Imagine putting a cap that would go like on a.
You've never seen this?
No.
No.
They're the best. It's almost like who else? There's a coffee place that does the same thing.
Shipley's or something like coffee.
Yeah, they come in little bags like that, and you can rip
coffee in a bag.
Yeah, it's great.
I'll try it.
Yeah, I didn't drink it because anyway.
You were concerned?
Well, I don't drink tea. Well, I don't drink tea, and I didn't want to drink lemonade. I was drinking water.
You don't drink it, but you're gonna make one.
Exactly. That's the whole point. I feel like did you miss like the past 5 minutes of me talking about this?
Maybe.
Is this Curt again, or is this Mo? Who am I talking to right now?
This is Mo. I just don't understand why you would want to make something that you won't be able to enjoy.
Because then I won't be tempted. Like with the shoes, I want to wear them all, if it's my size or not. If it's tea, it's all profit.
I hate helping you with your shoe company too, because then I want to buy them all. Gardy won't even cut me a deal.
I need to go on. I can help you with this.
Gardy won't even cut me a deal. Oh, you could sell them at Whiskey Cake.
It's a local vendor.
That'd be cool. If y'all do like some vendor stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to show you. I'll get you the website and stuff. You check it out.
Where's that cocktail napkin? I need it.
Idea number 2. We're going to Tampa, doing the live show, and we're only selling booths at the Tampa location.
That would be hilarious. As we do our show live from Tampa.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so excited. We'll be able to do like the entire show from Whiskey Cake. Like this entire thing.
That's our hope.
Seriously?
Yeah, our goal is next Thursday. Butler's Courtyard, which is located in League City, is doing it where you can spend $100, get married for the day. They have a professional photographer. So instead of going and eloping on Valentine's Day, you can actually go and have a real wedding for 15 minutes long. They have everything taken care of. And so they're one of our partners here at KHEA Radio. And we said, you know what? We don't have a Valentine's Day plan yet.
Yeah.
So let's do our first ever live mobile show from Butler's Courtyard.
Okay, so you said married for a day or in a day?
In a day.
In a day. So it's an actual marriage.
It's an actual marriage.
Okay.
You have 15 minutes like the ceremony. Okay. Yeah, and then you'll have a professional photographer there, all for $100.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
That is awesome.
They'll have
Again, if you
food
can
and
find if you can find your significant other to agree to that, that is a great idea. I love it.
I think they have about 20.
12 couples.
Well,
already.
I think it was
That's awesome.
it was like 15 or 16, but then they already had another one that was like in the evening, and I that was like even like 5 days ago or something like that.
So they got plenty of. It was on the news. So we're gonna go live from there, which is really kind of cool. I'm really excited because this takes us to that next level where we can go live from anywhere.
Now, are you going to be able to interview some of those couples?
We're
I
hoping
hope so, because they've got to be great people to be able to do that.
Yeah. If they'll let us.
So we'll have like headsets and stuff that the people can jump on and we'll interview them. Okay. Yeah, the set looks really cool because it's going to be whatever we want it to look like when we're on in the real world.
That's pretty cool.
We tested it all yesterday. It sounded great. It
It'll
looked great.
How long have you been married?
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
It goes by quick, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it'll be 5 years for me this year, but it's hard to. Yeah.
Congratulations.
7 years. That's a long time.
It is a long time. It is. And
Coming
she
up
still
on
likes
10.
me.
Coming up on 10 almost.
I know. And the big key is she still likes me.
Yeah.
That's great.
Is she a cook as well?
No.
But does she enjoy the food?
She does. She does enjoy the food. She's a marathon runner. So I mean,
cool.
She's healthy. So it's all health conscious.
Yeah. Is that part of how you reeled her in? Is that like a secret? Like the cooking, like dinner, and just like the romance?
Yeah.
Are you taking notes? Where's the cocktail napkin?
That's exactly what you do.
Yeah.
Kurt, what are you cooking?
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's it, huh?
There you go.
He's single.
I am single. I don't have to worry about myself. Last night I made a nice microwavable meal. I had the cat next to me eating from his bowl, me eating from mine.
Was it like a Hungry Man meal? I remember those.
Those were so good.
What was your microwave meal?
It was one of those chicken and pesto with vegetables steamers
like
you just literally put it in.
healthy-esque?
Yeah, you literally put it in the microwave. You don't have to do anything, and then it like drips into the bowl. Flip it over and stir it up.
To be single.
Oh, it's great.
You just get eating microwave meals all the
cup
time.
Of noodles for like 36 cents, you know.
I'm so happy I'm married.
I'm single, and my single life looks nothing like that.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
It's the bachelor life.
Yeah, you and your cat.
Me and my cat.
Living it up.
I have the Merry Christmas sweatshirt with Mike Tyson on it that I sit there and pet the cat as I'm eating.
Oh, man, that's weird. That's good stuff. Wow. So we got about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. We'll go back on the FM as well and just keep talking about everything that's going on right now. And, yeah. So I see Enrique got on. What's up, Enrique? Good morning, sir. Enrique, him and his family own a restaurant called Benito's that's actually in Lamarck. It's been there for like 50 years, like a Mexican restaurant. Yeah, it's really good. They got I like their cheese enchiladas, but right now I'm not really doing dairy.
Okay. They have a lunch buffet.
So I hit up
their queso.
I've been doing the fajitos.
Queso's delicious.
Yeah.
So we interviewed his mom, and she makes 500 enchiladas every day.
Seriously.
Can you imagine? She's just back there making the cheese enchiladas, 500 of them.
I actually can. I used to be an enchilada maker.
Really?
Yeah. I worked at a Mexican restaurant.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Mexican food?
Yes. Where are you going? Or making it yourself or what?
Well, you make it yourself. I mean, marinate the chicken fajitas, man. That's where to go. But you got to have queso. Anyone that ever talks to me, I always love queso.
That's cool.
I judge a Mexican restaurant upon their salsa, chips, and queso. That's it.
So on Wednesday, we have, as you can see, our tacos. We love tacos.
Okay.
We have a group called Talk of Taco on Facebook, and it's literally people post pictures of tacos. It's amazing.
It's actually caught on really well, surprisingly.
Every Wednesday?
Well, you post
it
every day. Post a picture of taco. You make a taco. You go to Taco Bell. You go to a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
Take a picture of your taco. People post it.
Every day.
Fun.
It's awesome. So on Wednesday, we're starting a TV show called Talk of Taco, where we go and find the best taco ever in the world. And we had some delicious pork tacos, and the queso that he made was delicious. It was in his house. So it wasn't a restaurant. It was. Yeah, the queso was what I think made that taco so good.
Yeah.
Well, and if you notice that that's one thing that I did fall in love with the restaurant industry is the cultures that are inside of a restaurant. And especially those guys in the back house from Colombians to Puerto Ricans to Venezuelans to Mexicans, everybody there, and all their cultures are completely different. And every other day, there's always someone like, here, let me show you something from my culture.
Yes.
And it's completely different from Tex-Mex, and it'll blow your mind. Someone that makes a fresh pampusa that is just.
We were talking about that yesterday, right?
I love that.
It was. Is that like Central American?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Because there's a place on NASA, and I was sharing this with you.
Yeah.
It's called like El Rey or King Ray on NASA. It's in a strip, and I believe they have them there. My buddy Henry, his parents own that restaurant, and that's the first time I went with my parents there, and they were like, "You got to come with me because to eat some of those because it's not necessarily like the Tex-Mex or Mexican food that I'm used to."
The frijoles negro and the arroz, all those types of things. All those, I fall in love with stuff like that.
He's got a great accent. He says it perfectly.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
Whenever Curt says it, and I don't use this word lightly, it triggers me. Don't say it. Don't say anything.
Chorizo.
That was normal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Chorizo.
He says that, and it just makes me want to like take my hand and just like pop it on the back of his head, or I'm like, Crystal, hit him, and she'll just like pop him real quick because I'm like, you're saying it like in that sarcastic, cynical, like just makes my skin
Slapstick
crawl.
humor. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I heard it on Coco, the movie with the musician. The guy choked on it.
Of course, great movie, great
They
film.
called him
It's
a
a classic. I love
it.
Yeah.
So that's where I picked it up. I didn't know, but that's
So
where I got it.
okay, this brings me to this comment. So Enrique said we need to find Curt, Thomas, Casper, a Mexican girl, and I had commented back and said he would get tore up. And I'm telling you, if you're talking around, if you're saying chorizo that way, it's not going to happen.
No.
I don't think they're going to be like, quit making fun of the most delicious breakfast food in the world because you're disrespecting my culture right now.
They would be throwing the chocolate.
And you'd be like, but the movie Coco. The Mexican dad is not going to care.
Well, I actually kind of want to ask that question. Why were you watching the movie Coco? I have a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old.
I love Pixar movies. I watch all of the Pixar movies. Is that bad?
That's not bad at all. I had
watch
all
it
of
with
those
my
movies
cat
before I had
in my
children.
Mike Tyson Merry Christmas sweatshirt as I'm eating my
You
cup
and your
of
cat.
noodles.
Wow.
It's like I said earlier. These are my children.
Mom, can we watch Coco again?
I have not watched Moana though. That is one movie I have not watched yet. I have never watched. Was it Frozen? Whatever. I haven't seen that one.
No.
Yeah.
You're missing out.
Those are great movies. I have a 2 and a 6-year-olds.
Okay.
So I get the pass. I watch Moana literally every day,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Coco was one of my favorites.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, you could hear him sing in the movie. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you want that?
He killed that performance, too.
Yes, he did.
And then there's like the one eyebrow raise they do in like the middle of his first song, and I'm like, it looks just like him. Like that was like a little tip of the hat.
Yeah.
They like did that facial. I don't know. But I was
Yeah.
like, that was the stinking rock. Man, so we got a minute, and we'll go back on. So shout out to the Rock. I don't know. Did you ever watch wrestling as a kid or anything?
So Reality of Wrestling is taking place this weekend as well.
Yeah.
So Saturday night, as you know, right here in Texas City, at World Gym Arena.
Okay.
Booker T has his Reality of Wrestling where you can go and watch wrestling.
Yeah. Booker
It's
T.
awesome.
Yeah, he's WWE. Like Hall of Fame legend.
Oh, I know Booker T. I don't
still
even
on.
watch the wrestling,
Yeah.
and I know Booker T.
Yeah, so I was explaining to someone in my family like who Booker T was, and they're just like, yeah, I don't know. And I was like, let me explain it to you like this. Here's his social media, and here's like all 2-point-something million of his followers on Instagram and Facebook. They're like, oh, they were like, that's why he's a big deal. I'm like, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
Right.
So we're partnering with Booker T and with Reality of Wrestling as well. So we're super excited about that.
That'll be fun. Yeah, I was a big fan of his growing up and stuff. Still am, really. He's a legend. So we got
He is a
8 seconds. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we have Jack, who is talking about whiskey cake in studio today, and we're having a lot of fun. Jack, how you doing?
Doing great. You
Thank
guys
you.
doing okay?
I'm doing pretty good.
This is your first time being here, right?
It is.
Are you feeling comfortable?
I feel very comfortable.
Well, it's about ready to change.
Okay.
So we have a segment called The Shakedown.
We don't like doing this, but
We're going to ask you really, really tough questions.
Crystal said we have to.
Yeah.
Throwing it on Crystal. All right.
No, we don't do it yet. We're working on it.
We don't have any, but if anybody has any tough questions, feel free to let us know so we can ask those.
One of these days, I want to do like a talk back and forth where we let people ask us any questions, and no matter the question, we have to answer it truthfully.
Okay, so he asked us a question when I said, how are you doing? He said, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? And it felt good to be asked that. I feel like nobody asked that. It's just like a common courtesy, I guess.
It is a common courtesy. But one thing that I've learned, especially our company, is it's all about people. So when I ask that question back, I'm actually asking that question.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
It kind of shocks, and it's like, well, actually, I'm not doing that good. Kurt's kind of getting on my nerves, and the personality is taking over
all the time.
He says chorizo really like sarcastically, and it hurts my feelings. But
Gardy used the word triggered.
I did, and I don't like that one. I don't like that one at all.
You know it's serious when Gardy says, I'm triggered.
Yeah. So, okay, we're talking about Whiskey Cake. If somebody hasn't been there before, I guess where are the locations here, and what kind of concept can they expect when they walk through the door?
When they walk through the door, again, Garden to Glass, farm to fork style restaurant. It's all going to be, we build our restaurants from reclaimed, any type of reclaimed property that we possibly can. And so we're going to build things from the ground up, and you're going to walk in and we rescue, recycle, reuse, anything we possibly can. You're also going to find a chef-inspired meal. That's the biggest key, is that we actually have those guys that know what they're doing in the back of house. They're not going to have a freezer to work with. There's no microwaves in there at all. Everything is fresh. Like I said, we start at 6:30 in the morning every morning to open up by 11. We cook a lot of things a little amount more often. We're not going to cook big batches or anything like that. We want to cook as much as we possibly can, and we will. And that's what you're going to expect, is the freshest food that you possibly can.
That's awesome. Yeah. So whenever you're there and you're eating, what are you getting?
I love our pork brisket.
The pork brisket.
By far, pork brisket.
What kind of cooking process goes into that?
Pork brisket, that's a sous vide process. So sous vide is, the literal translation from French is under pressure. Like sous chef is under chief.
Under pressure.
Exactly. and so you take your product, and we have a small seasoning spice that we rub it, and then we vacuum seal it. And then you put it into a water bath, and there's a thermal circulator that actually regulates the water. So if you cook pork to 165 degrees, it is well done, shoe leather, done. That's it. But if you cook it 135 degrees, it's a nice mid-rare. Now, what you can do is, what that thermal circulator does is it cooks at 135 degrees, and you cook it for like 16 hours. And so it'll never reach well done, but it's that same process of slow and low. So it'll still be just as tender and juicy. It just won't be well done. And so then you finish it on a mesquite grill, and you bring it to the temperature that you want, and you take a fork, and you just touch it, and it falls apart.
You have a mesquite grill in the back there?
Full mesquite, yeah.
So what does that mean?
That means there's no charcoal, there's no gas at all. If you guys have ever looked at a restaurant and you see the cooks in the back, the chingon of restaurant cooks is going to be your grill cook. He's the one that has to cook all the burgers to temps, all the steaks to temps. He's got a grill full of food, and he's got to get it out all in 12 minutes. We have guys like that, but then on top of that, they have to maintain a fire.
Yeah.
And actually keep it consistent. There's no charcoal, there's no gas on this. It's all live mesquite.
Oh, wow. I want to see this.
Well, there's only one other restaurant we went into that actually had a wood burning grill like in the back, and it tripped us out. But y'all have one as well, like there?
Heck yeah.
Wow.
Again, another local vendor that we have is that we get live mesquite wood. And so the reason why we get live is, you guys ever barbecued before?
Sure.
So you have the dried wood chips, you soak them in water, so you throw them on top of the coals, and so then it catches smoke, not fire. We want live wood, so I need a fire. I need a consistent burn, but on top of that, I still want the juices from that wood, and that gives me a nice consistent smoke as well. So everything that grill touches has that mesquite smoke flavor to it.
Yeah.
Can we go back, see it, and film it in the future?
Oh, yeah. Please do.
That'd be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, on that grill, there's this huge wheel. Think of like an old chuck wagon wheel.
Yeah.
That's right next to it, and that actually is a lever to raise and lower the actual grill grate. Because if the fire gets too hot or too cold, that cook can actually regulate how they're cooking on that one.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive.
So that sounds delicious.
It is delicious.
And Whiskey Cake, the restaurant is named after y'all's like signature dessert and everything. It was almost like built around it. What other desserts do y'all offer, besides the Whiskey Cake?
Well, just the Whiskey Cake, and then we do a seasonal dessert. And as simple as that, that's all we need. That's all we have. Is when you have a restaurant or a dessert that is that good that you can name a restaurant after it, you really don't want to pair it with something else unless it's going to be a seasonal dessert.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So like in Texas, you have an awesome season for strawberries of all of 3 weeks, and it's in late April, early May. And the rest of the world, it's in June and July, and it goes for a month and a half. In Texas, because of our awesome weather, you have 3 weeks. So for those 3 weeks, why wouldn't I feature a strawberry shortcake from a farm that's not 15 miles away?
Yeah. Okay, so as far as catering, is that something y'all do?
We do catering. Well, we do. We have a banquet room, and so what you guys can do is actually, you guys were in the banquet room, and it seats about 50 people, and it's all fully stocked with AV equipment. So if you want to do any type of presentations, you're more than welcome to do that. We have married people in the restaurant before, and we've done wedding receptions in the restaurant before. So we can do pretty much anything. The greatest thing about what we can do here is that there isn't any red tape. If there's something that you want to do, let's sit down, let's figure it out.
That's cool.
Yes, and so we get it, and you've gone through a wedding, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've gone through it, so I can understand. I can empathize the stress and the frustrations that you can go through with different venues. You don't have that with us.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's the way we kind of think about KHEA. It's like, well, if something wants to be done, we can maybe figure it out, probably figure it out. Mm-hmm. And so that's really cool to see that concept as well with y'all. So something else that I wanted to ask is brunch. The first time that I ever went, it was brunch, and you'll have a specific like time and day. Is there like a specific brunch menu as well?
There is, and there's few items. You can still get the lunch and dinner options, but from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. on Saturday and Sundays, it's all about our brunch. And so that's when you're going to get our style of Eggs Benedict. It's still going to be a traditional Eggs Benedict, but it's going to have a smoked chili hollandaise instead of just a regular hollandaise. It's going to have an avocado smash on it because we can.
And it's really hungry.
I know. Why not when you can have menu items like that? We have a Monte Cristo that is. If you guys remember what Monte Cristos are.
Oh, I went to Bennigan's when I was a kid.
They're bringing Bennigan's back. I was going to bring that up. with the raspberry.
Yeah.
And ours isn't deep fried. I mean, they took a club sandwich and literally battered it and fried it. God bless them. What we actually do is we'll take almost like French toast, and we'll take that thick brioche bread, and then we'll make it into French toast. But then we do a mascarpone cheese filling on top of that with local Neiman ham. And then make that into a sandwich. And then that's going to have our sour berry jam that we make in-house that's right next to it as well.
That's cool. That's cool.
Very cool.
Sounds very good. But yeah, shout out to Bennigan's. I did see an article, actually, Crystal, who was on here, she had shared it the other day to Bay Area Houston food lovers that Bennigan's is making a comeback. Or they're going to try, but they're looking for owners.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
We just need people the money to start them. Yeah.
They've tried to. There was a resurgence a few years back. They had a couple restaurants try to come back.
Yeah. But it was over there in that Baybrook area. But I remember like specifically, and I was like, I'm getting the Monte Cristo. There's no question. Like, yeah, I'm at Bennigan's. What do you think I'm here for? Give me the Monte Cristo.
And the Death by Chocolate. I think that was their dessert. Yeah.
Did you ever have Bennigan's, or do they not have them in Nebraska?
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Oh. Is that bad? Did you ever see the movie Waiting?
No.
No. Okay, never mind. Well,
I feel like this is a moment between you two.
Well, I feel like you saw the movie Waiting, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I feel like it was Bennigan's. I feel like that's what I was like. This movie is Bennigan's, right? Like,
what's the name of that restaurant in the movie? Shenanigans?
Yeah, it was like Shenanigans, Bennigan's. It was like, yeah. Come on, just call it what it is,
I feel like I'm missing out. I need to go watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm also like 10 years younger than you, Gardy, so.
Oh, that's true.
Who was the lead actor in Waiting?
Ryan Reynolds.
It was Ryan Reynolds. It was before he did all the Deadpool and got super ultra famous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How old is this movie?
I don't know. It was
early 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it. I was still, in my mother's
in diapers. You were in diapers. Just a child over here, Crystal, who was out there, But yeah, she hadn't had you yet as a mom. But it's 9:53. We're hanging out with Jack. We're talking about Whiskey Cake and everything that they have going on and to offer. We have a couple minutes left. Jack, can you share with the people, one more time, maybe where they can find out more information, why they should come in, and if Valentine's Day is a good opportunity to bring that special someone to the location?
Yes, if you go on to whiskeycake.com, you can easily go on that, and you can make reservations right on the website as well. It'll lead you to where you need to go. If you go on our Facebook page on Whiskey Cake, either in Katy or in Baybrook, go right on there, and you can easily see what's going on. We do pairing dinners once a month. We do all of our special events all through that website and all through Facebook as well. We are social media nuts, and so we're on there all the time, and so you'll always see what's going on in our restaurant.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, thank you for joining us. Did you have fun?
I had a blast. I appreciate it.
Good.
I was really worried about the segment that you were getting ready to talk about.
The shakedown.
The shakedown, yeah.
Man, you should have seen his eyes. He was like... He started looking around.
Right.
He's like, "Where's the door? How do I get out of here?"
So guys, Brian back. I was thinking like a airline stewardess or a steward or whatever. They're just like, "Yeah, I got to exit over here and over here."
You guys put me in the corner for a reason.
Crystal's like by the nearest door, like blocking it so you can't leave.
Yeah.
The shakedown.
This
is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11 a.m., talking about everything going on in the community. Coming up next is Bethel on KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM.
Coming up next, our guest, we're going to be talking about the Bike and Car Show in Galveston County that's taking place this weekend right at the Galveston County Fairgrounds. So stay tuned to learn about cars, food, and everything that's going on this weekend.
I may bring my bike out there.
Woohoo!
I got a Huffy. Man, I really did have a Huffy as a kid, but it was like, I didn't know. I'm like, this is, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Drive in the driveway. Just,
Man, I still like your sweatshirt.
memories.
I feel like it's
Trade
almost
these?
Yeah. I know.
Guess where you got my...
I don't know. Where'd you get yours?
Guess.
Did you get it a guess?
Guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got
that's
to
his whole
guess.
thing. Yeah.
I failed it at first.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it too, man.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Very
Stay in
nice to meet you
contact.
guys.
We'll see you soon, hopefully.
Yeah. So much. God bless you.
All right. Luis, what's up, man? Watching from Kingwood.
I think if he's ready, let's bring him in.
Luis is watching from Kingwood. Luis, hey, you did a good job with On Air with Pierre. I could tell. I was like, this is Luis's work.
Luis did this.
Luis. I'm excited for next Wednesday. I guess we'll get to see Luis because we're going to be on air with Pierre, at least for a little bit. I don't know.
We got to talk about what wardrobe we're going to wear.
I'm wearing a tuxedo.
I'm going to have to rent a tux as well.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm Blowout.
Gardy.
Good to meet you.
Blowout.
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 I earned it the hard way years ago.
Wait, did you blow out an engine? Blow out?
What got blown out?
Lots of tires.
Lots of
Running
tires.
about 70 miles an hour down I-10 in Louisiana.
Oh, no.
Wait,
About
How-
1991 or so.
Blew out the tire. Was it on a motorcycle?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I was too cheap to buy good tires.
That's funny.
It happens.
Absolutely.
How long you been riding? Do we
Pretty
even quantify-
steadily, probably since around the late 80s.
Okay, cool. What kind of bike you got?
I have a couple of Harleys. I got a old 1977 Harley, and then I got a 2003 Electric Glide.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have some friends who I guess they still ride, and it's a game changer for a couple things. You save a lot on gas. You look a lot cooler than you are. Like, I know as them, I'm like, hey, y'all are my friends. Then they got bikes, and I was like, dang, when did y'all get so cool? Like, I don't know. It's just like
I look pretty
a thing
cool
about-
without even being on the bike, though.
Well, you look
I
cool.
got to give myself
You look
that.
cool right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Solion said his beard, oh my.
Yeah.
Does he decorate it for the holidays?
You know, no. And I use no beard products in it either. It's just,
How
it's
long
not
has
me.
how long have you had that beard?
I've had a beard since about 1982, but growing it long, I don't know. It's probably been 9-10 years since I've shaved it, trimmed it short.
It's gonna take.
Last
me
time I
10
trimmed it short was for a friend of ours that had a preemie baby, and we did a fundraiser. And I said, if we raise $3,000, I'll cut it short. And we raised like $12,000 that day, so I
That's really
cut
good.
it off.
Wow.
So
Very cool. So there's an event taking place. And can you tell us, I guess, what the name of the event is, the cause, and when is it?
all right, so it's this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, over at the Galveston County Fairgrounds in Hitchcock. It's Galveston County Motorcycle and Car Swap Meet and Expo. It's gonna we'll probably have well over 100 vendors out there selling anything from used motorcycle parts, used cars parts. We'll have some antique dealers going to set up. We'll have Cincy and all that. We'll have what I call the foo-foo vendors for the ladies that like to shop and buy stuff. We'll have people, because the women want to out of shop while we're digging through the parts. You got crates full of old bike parts. You want to dig through it and get greasy. Well, they've got a place for the women to shop too. So
And me and Curt, because that's where we'd be. We're like, well, this Cincy smells great. Because I don't know, I don't know much about parts, but it's cool to look at. So there'll be like those kind of vendors for ladies and me and Curt, and then
absolutely right. Yeah, and we'll have and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Yeah.
And we'll have vendors selling apparel, leathers, T-shirts. I've got some people selling holsters, license to carry class, everything. We've got just a whole array of vendors that are already signed up. And then we'll have a big bike show on Saturday. And then a car show on Sunday. So we're encouraging all the people, even if you don't want to put your car or bike in the show, bring it out.
That's cool. So, with it being, bikes and cars, are you into cars as well?
I mean, I enjoy old classic cars. I mean, myself, not really a car buff, but But the two mix so well together because people that want to build bikes and work on their own bikes, which is what you really go after with the swap meet crowd, they're also into the cars and stuff. It's like a gearhead's a gearhead.
That's cool.
So they just, no matter what it is, they like to dig around and build that stuff.
Is this going to be the first one? Have y'all had one of these before at the fairgrounds there before?
It's the first time we've done the swap meet at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
We put some rallies on there for the last 8 years. And then we've done swap meets in the area, just motorcycles, for the last 4 years. So this will be our 5th year doing the swap meets.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been doing those at a different location here over in Lamarck.
Okay, cool.
What is a swap? Like, can you explain that a little bit for someone who may or may not know what that is?
It's and it's not quite like it sounds as far as, there are some people that go in there, hey, man, I got this, and we'll do some trading or whatever. But for the most part, it's like a big rummage sale or garage sale of a lot of guys will clean out their garage and just bring all their old parts that they've accumulated over the years and set them out there, people to dig through and buy. A lot of your shops, especially your independent shops, your smaller independent shops, they get all these take-off parts or whatever, and it's just a good way to generate a little extra cash, keep some of those parts out in there in the market, because we reuse that stuff, especially those of us that have older bikes and need to work on them, and you want some of that more precise stuff, it's the right time period.
So for the show, like, when people are showing off their bike or their car, are there any people that enter like what I'll call like a Franken bike, like they take the parts from this and that and kind of make their own creation, or is it all like, hey, this is pristine, all from this year, or just a mix?
You'll get all kinds. Now I'm not doing, for this show, we're not doing a rat class, which that's what usually brings in the
a rat
like
rod.
You're talking about, we
it?
call them like a rat bike, or a rat. My bike is almost that. It's so dirty, So, but yeah, you're going to get mix and match and whatever. I had a guy the other day that's got a pan head motor, but it's in a newer model frame, and he said, "Well, how do I class that?" Let me look at the title. That'll tell you.
Yeah.
But, so people mix and match stuff. I mean, that's all about the bikes, cars. It's all some people want to be 100% period correct. Some of them want to put their personality into it, and that's what I encourage.
Yeah.
My dad loved old classic cars. He was a huge 59 El Camino fan because he was born in 1959, and that was the first year of the El Camino. And so before he passed away, he actually owned 3 old 59 El Caminos, and he was working on fixing one up, and he was only using original car parts. And so he was like hunting and scanning the internet.
That's cool. That El Camino. Is there a car, like, I know you said you enjoyed classic cars. Is there one for you that you can just like remember coming out, or you became a fan of later? You're like, man, that's a nice car.
I think the Mustang, because that was my first car, was a Mustang. And so I've just always been a fan of the Mustang. Although, realistically for me, a Mustang, I can't fit in them little cars no more. That's just too tight for me.
Is there a time frame though? Like, or is it just like, hey, the whole work of the Mustang, or like the years where you're like, well, that's the one?
I like that whole 60s, the later 60 eras of the Mustangs is just a good classic look. And
that's cool. One of my best friends growing up, he lived on the street right behind me, but that was his first car. It was like a I can't remember which year exactly, but a 1960s era Mustang, and automatically first car, was like 16 years old. I don't know, his parents helped him or he bought her. They worked. I don't know what happened, but that was really cool as a kid's first car. And I remember we'd drive around in it. The AC really didn't work, but it didn't matter. Like, we didn't care. First of all, you got a car. Second of all, it's a 1960 something Mustang.
Right.
Where are we going? Don't matter. Let's just go.
Yeah, see, it's kind of hard for me because, I remember when I was growing up and just starting to drive and everything, I think I got my license in about 80, 81. I mean, I'm not that old, but still. So the cars that were mid-70s weren't old cars then, and so now that's a lot of your classics and stuff. So I still have a hard time wrapping my head around that part, And to me, the classics are still, the really classics are the old ones.
Yeah.
I don't want to think I'm that old.
My first vehicle was an 84 Jeep Cherokee, with standard, and I loved that car, but, this was like 03, 02, and so I remember thinking, I'm like, if I keep this car, will it ever become a classic? And for me, that was what was kind of funny. But,
I just like waving at people as they walk by. Got a minute?
Yeah, we'll go on the FM as well. We can keep talking about everything else, and we have about a minute left.
All right, that'll work.
You doing pretty good today?
Oh, Cold. Been out there. We got out there about 8 o'clock this morning. Started marking off. We got to mark out for over 100 vendors. So
yeah.
It's cold out there, but I left my wife to do the work. So.
Yeah. So it's getting done.
She's a hard worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll get it done.
I mean, riding, whenever you're riding, like in the cold, I don't, to me, I'm just like, man, or like the rain, the weather, it can't be like fun. I mean, there's great riding weather. Like, what are your thoughts on, I guess, everything?
I try not to ride in inclement weather anymore.
Yeah.
There was a time when I was gung ho. I'm a tough guy. I gotta ride. If it's raining, cold, whatever, it doesn't matter. Now, no, I'm a wimp.
Yeah.
When it comes to weather, I don't want to be out riding this cold stuff. I don't like riding in the rain just because it's dangerous. There's so many people driving nowadays who don't pay attention to us.
Mm-hmm. So we got 8 seconds, and we'll go on right here. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we have a special guest in studio talking about a really cool event that's taking place right here in Galveston County. We're excited to learn more about it. We have our friend Blowout in studio. Blowout, how you doing today?
All right, how's it going?
Can you share a little bit about how you got the name Blowout?
Oh boy. Well, I was traveling to Gulfport, Mississippi one year, going down Interstate 10 in Louisiana, running about 70 miles per hour, and had a slight blowout on my slight blowout. How do you have a slight blowout?
Slight.
Anyway? But on my rear tire, I lost air.
Ooh.
And it tied us up for quite a while. We had to go get a tube and change it all on the side of the road. Tied up about 15 of us for several hours.
Did you instantly get the name Blowout then and there? And were you embracing it at first, or did it later be like, you know what? Yeah, okay, I'm Blowout.
No, it was a few months later after that trip that some people decided, after a few other times with, even on my vehicles when I was a point in my life when I was doing good to afford a used tire. And so, needless to say, I ended up with a lot of flats. And so they decided that was going to be my name, and it stuck with me since.
Blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mother loves it.
She picked it, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, right. And this is Blowout. Just imagine, yeah.
Somebody said earlier, some said, hey, that's that guy. And I'm like, who is he talking about? I only know Blowout.
I see, hi. Somebody, I guess, had tagged you, but no, it doesn't say Blowout, but
no.
Maybe it's a different name, code name on Facebook.
Well, because Facebook won't let me put Blowout on there anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, I just hadn't done it, but I've got a lawyer that said he'd do it for me and change my name.
Yeah.
Put Blowout as a middle name. Just add it. I'm not going to change names.
Sure.
But add it in there just so I can put it on Facebook. I had to take it off. And until Facebook, a lot of people didn't even know my real name.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you almost have to have Facebook now, especially when you're putting on events, stay connected with family and friends and everything.
Absolutely.
It's been huge.
Yeah. It's big. It's our biggest promotion is right now on Facebook and social media.
Do you put on a lot of events? Is this something that you've been doing for a long time, or just getting into?
Well, we've been putting on, or I've been working events for pretty steady for about the last 15 years. I travel around and MC a lot of bike rallies.
Mm-hmm.
Texas. I go up into Muskegon, Michigan, Bowling Green, Kentucky. I travel all around doing them, and I do them all over in Texas as well. My wife and I own 3 motorcycle rallies here in Texas, and then we put on the swap meets as well. So, yeah,
that's cool.
We're pretty active in the events field.
Do you go to the one in Galveston? Because the Galveston one is huge. It's in November, isn't it?
It's first weekend in November every year, and actually that's one of our rallies we own. Not that rally on Galveston, not the Lone Star Rally, but during the Lone Star Rally, we do a campground over at the fairgrounds down there in Hitchcock. If you've ever driven by there during the rally, you'll drive by. There's a couple hundred RVs out there.
Yeah.
And we set it up. We have people that stay with us from all over the United States. We've actually got one couple that a couple of years that have flown in from Europe, and they take a cab from the airport down there with a tent with them, and they stay there. And they've come out 2 or 3 times. But so that's what we do during the Lone Star Rally. We're there. We have entertainment every night, bands.
That's cool.
We do bike games and bike shows and have vendors, all the regular rally stuff, but not in the madness down there. We have a sober shuttle for people that don't want to ride and fight people that are driving.
Right.
We have a shuttle that runs them over the island.
That's actually a great resource and idea for people, because they are close enough to where they can ride down, take the shuttle, and then they can get out, whenever, like in a safe, timely manner, whenever they want to, and then have somewhere to stay that's not in the middle of of everything all
yeah,
night.
because there's just madness down there over the island during that rally. So
Yeah.
there's people everywhere, and then there's a lot of people that don't ever see bikes, and so they're driving, kind of looking to the right and the left at the bikes and not really paying attention to what's in front of them.
Yeah.
And so it's
Can you tell us a little bit about the event that's taking place this weekend? When it is, where it is, what they can expect whenever they attend.
Absolutely. So it's going to kick off tomorrow, the 9th. It runs to the 9th and the 10th. Our hours are going to be 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the open to the public. Entry is going to be $5 a person. Any kids under 5 will be free. We'll have tons of vendors out there, from parts vendors, Cincy, Leatherworks, anything, T-shirts, apparels, helmets, with vendors of all kinds, car parts, bike parts, you name it, it's going to be out there. And then Saturday, we're going to have a big bike show. We'll have a lot of custom bikes and just everyday riders and everything out there Saturday. Sunday, we're going to have a car show. So, I mean, it's a great place just to get out for the day, come out. It's a low-cost entry fee. Bring the family, walk around. We'll have about food vendors out there so you won't get hungry. We'll have all kinds of water and Cokes and stuff you can buy, food, vendors. Just shop and make a whole day of it. I've got live entertainment will be out there. Mark May Band will be playing out there tomorrow. Then a band called Shovelhead Runaway will be playing Sunday.
That's cool.
And so it's just a good time all day. Hang out all day.
And are you going to have like food there as well? Like food trucks or
Absolutely.
anything?
Yeah, we'll have probably around 5 food trucks out there.
Oh, man. So after church on Sunday, you could go over right down the road to Hitchcock and go to the Galveston County Fairground and look at bikes and grab some food and check out some vendors.
Of course. Absolutely.
I like that.
So
we'll actually have I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no, go ahead.
We actually have a ministry that'll be out there doing bike blessings and car blessings if they want that done.
Cool.
That's cool.
Another thing I'm real excited about is we've got the Rolling Thunder Texas Honor Wall coming out and setting up. And
what is that?
It's a 40-foot display that's set up, and it's got pictures of Texas soldiers that were lost in battle.
Oh, that's
in memory of them. And I think it's more focused. That one's more focused. It's on the Afghan and Iraq war.
Wow. So this is a comment from Susan, who is a retired teacher right here in Santa Fe, Texas. And so she's still local. And what she has done is started a business, just baking, where she raises money. It's called Cookies with a Cause. She makes cookies and supports places that are doing like Alzheimer's research, and she donates to all this other stuff. And she said, hey, I'd love to do a bake sale at a rally to raise money for Alzheimer's at the campground. So that may be something that y'all could reach out or work together, because you mentioned earlier how you had cut your beard short, and that was the last time, and that was for a cause. So can you share? I know that you have a heart for those kind of issues and stuff.
Oh, absolutely, and we do. I mean, even at like this event, we will be supporting. I'll have veterans out there that supporting veterans causes with selling some raffle tickets for things. We've got a club out there. It's called Warriors Bikers for Charity Motorcycle Club. They'll be out there selling raffle tickets for a motorcycle they're giving away.
Wow, that's cool.
And we support, my wife and I support a lot of charity events throughout the year. We do a lot of charity rides, benefits to help other people that have gone down and what have you. And as I said, we will have the motorcycle ministry out there. We'll be supporting them some, the veterans and warriors. So, I mean, we're all about the charity thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very cool. When did you start riding, and what made you get into riding?
Growing up, you always kind of off and on riding little mini bikes here and there, but actually really start actively riding would have been the late 80s, 90s, and that was at that time I was just fresh out of high school and about 5 or 6 years, and I was doing some mobile DJ work, and I got into DJing at a little biker establishment. And just kind of got into it from there. I mean, got shown the way from some old school guys, and just kind of that's been my life ever since.
Yeah.
And just enjoy it.
What was your very first motorcycle that you got?
My first Harley I ever owned was, or motorcycle I ever owned was my 1977 Shovelhead. I still have.
Okay.
It's old Harley.
And you'll never get rid of that one?
No.
No need to.
No need to. Even my oldest daughter said, when you die, your garage is a mess. I'm just going to roll the old Shovelhead out and set everything else on fire.
And you're like, are you like, that's fine?
Yeah,
that
whatever.
makes
At
sense.
least she's got her heart right.
Hey, we got a question here from Chad really fast. Are you guys going to have the Suzuki Hayabusa out there to see?
I don't have any, as far as I know, dealerships that are bringing out any demo bikes or whatever, or any. We don't have any dealerships that are supporting the event at this point. Now, whether it be people out there in the bike show with a Hayabusa, there's a good possibility.
Oh, cool.
Because their show's open to everybody. The bike show, it's not all about Harleys for us. I mean, it's all about if you ride classic cars. I mean, it's just, we don't care. I mean, you bring your bikes out. We have 7 classes in our bike show.
Mm-hmm.
And so we open that up to everyone, and whether they ride an American-made bike or a metric bike or a British bike.
That's cool.
So one of the TV shows that like has really taken off is Sons of Anarchy. Have you ever watched that before?
Yeah.
What do you is that what's leading the charge of the bike movement maybe again, or is that maybe not something that you're a fan
You're
of?
like, that's not, I don't like it.
Truth be known, that's probably done more harm than good.
Really?
Because so many people see stuff on TV and they think it's reality, and that show is so far from the truth of how our hearts are and what we do and our life, that it's outrageous. And so, I mean, it was good entertainment to watch, and for those of us that know, it was just kind of a good laugh because it was so far out there. But I think I said that show's done a lot more harm than it has good.
Yeah.
I just remember the big, what are those the
trike?
Yeah, maybe they had the long handles.
The ape hangers?
Yes. If I had a bike, that's what I would want. I would want my arm out like this.
You know, when you mention like more harm than good, it probably the harm that it could have done is like getting someone like this guy on a bike on the road, which, you know, I don't know if that's the best idea. And he's like, get out here and it's like, dude, can you ride a bicycle first? And you're like, I don't know, but I'm gonna get this bike over here and then just do some harm, more harm than good, right?
Well, you know, that's true. He might have a valid point.
Yeah. You and your sweater, your turtleneck sweater, out on the Harley, it's biker rally, Lone
I
Star
could
rally.
ride a bike. I look like a biker.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
Well, the thing is, nowadays, you know, what is that look? You know, because it's different. You have a lot of clean cut looking bikers now. There's only a few of us that choose to keep the grubby look, I guess. Yeah. So you can make it. You'd be all right.
There you go.
Yeah.
They sell mopeds.
You know, my favorite. Okay, this is probably going to be really, really bad, but my first ever I wanted to have a bike was in the movie Smokey and the Bandit. Have you ever seen that movie?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, and the trucker runs over the bikes at the end. I'm
right.
like, oh yeah, I could be that guy. I could be that bad guy in the bar. You know, like that. Yeah, that was my favorite.
That's funny.
I think you might be lacking on that.
So I'm going to show you a picture. This is one of my buddy. This is his, but it's called a ruckus, and it's not necessarily. It's not a motorcycle by any. Have you ever heard of a ruckus?
No.
So I believe
created a few.
It's made by Honda, and it's been out for a long time. I'm going to show this right there. But this is my buddy Austin. That's his ruckus, but it's on 2 wheels, and it's more like a moped or Vespa style. But what they do, he goes and enters it in shows, and so they kind of soup them up and make them look like, I don't know. It's kind of neat. So he'll go to these car shows, and I guess they have like ruckus categories, and so I'll always see the pictures that he posts on social media. But I've seen him up and down like I-45. I'm like, how fast does that thing go? You know?
Yeah. Well, you know, the old version of that was the Cushman. You know, which is the Cushman scooters were big, and that's kind of looks a similar look there. So
yeah, that's cool. Maybe they need a ruckus. You need a ruckus
class. You know, well, you know, we did. We added into our bike show for this one. We added a slingshot class.
What is that?
That's the backward trikes you see. It's got the one wheel in the back and the 2 in the front, and they've just exploded. And,
can you fit more than one person? Is that the one where you can fit more than
2? Yeah,
it's like 2.
You got one side by side, and it's got a steering wheel. And
yeah,
my daughter had one for a while. It was I drove it, but I put like a bag on my head so nobody saw me. But it was it's kind of fun to drive. But
that's cool. Does your wife ride, and do your daughter ride?
No, they don't have their own.
Okay, they'll ride with you or something like that.
Right.
That's cool. That is cool. Yeah, there was maybe a little bit of a time where I was like, maybe I should. And then my wife was like, I don't think it's for you. And I'm just going to listen to my wife instead of being like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I was like, you're probably right. But I mean, they're really cool. I love looking at cars and I love looking at bikes and stuff.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's the whole idea here is by doing the car and the bike show is to give the community and the people to come out and take a look at something. Who doesn't like just come look at all that stuff, and especially the classic cars, that everybody can remember and go look at the classic cars, whether you're from that time period or a young person.
Yeah. All right. Right now it's 10:19. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. We're going to take a quick break over the FM. Keep it going on our Facebook stream. Coming up next is United on KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. If you're watching on Facebook, good morning to you. Feel free to share this video out. Hit the share button. We're trying to get as many people as we can to know about this event. It's taking place Saturday and Sunday. That was a look at 3 Acres Food Truck Park there in Santa Fe, Texas. Hey, we support them. They have a lot of cool stuff going on. When we're talking about delicious food, we're talking about cool cars. That's, another place that comes to mind as well. Another place that comes to mind is happening Saturday and Sunday. You'll have the opportunity to go and check out. There's a spot for it.
It's got the manual windows, though. That's a classic.
Well, that's true. You
got to use the crank. So I've said this before, so some of our listeners probably know this, but Gardy will pull up to me on the passenger side, and he'll roll down his window. And I'm like, call me. He goes, no, roll down your window. And I'm like, Gardy, don't you remember? He goes, roll down. So I literally reach across, and I start to crank across, the passenger seat. He goes, oh, never mind.
I must have forgot. I don't know.
I was like, really? We stopped at the stoplight, and then I had to go back over and go, oh.
Yeah. This is a comment from Solion. She said, Curt, you'd be the guy riding in the sidecar.
I feel like, we could have a sidecar. Like, you could be on the motorcycle. I'm in the sidecar. I got the little goggles on with the helmet.
Man. The old school leather helmet. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Whenever I think of a sidecar, was that on Batman? Like the original Batman? Was he on a motorcycle and Robin in the sidecar?
Yeah, I think they did
possibly
have a sidecar, yeah.
But I'm the Batman. You're the Robin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
If you're going to wear tights, just find another show.
Hey, whenever I think of like Batman and, the motorcycle, it's a classic show. That's a classic motorcycle in my opinion. Are there any other classic motorcycles that come to mind, whether they were in a TV show or maybe like somebody wrote it and that's like, hey, it's kind of like a famous thing?
Of course, there's the Captain America bike that was made famous on the the Easy Riders movie.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, there's lots of them out there. It's just
that's cool.
I just the bikes to me that's what I enjoy. The old panheads and the knuckles, the old Harleys. I mean, that's just classic to me.
Yeah, and a Harley. Man, because I'll see sometimes they come up for sale and it's like, oh, it has 3,000 miles on it, but it's I'm like, man, that's nothing, but it's it can be 5-6 years old, and I'm like, that seems like it's a good deal, only 3,000 miles, but I don't really know much about bikes.
Yeah, well, but I think a lot of people buy bikes with the idea that they're gonna put all these miles on it, and then they have it 5 or 6 years, and I'm like, I don't want to put 3,000 miles on this thing. Let's find another hobby.
Yeah, ride it on the weekend, and then then it became, I'll ride it, take it out this month, and then it turns into like, well, am I using this? And then somebody else will love that.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
That's cool. So we got some feedback. There's some people that are saying, Kara said, I'll be there. And then Dana said, see you soon. Come check out my stainless steel biker jewelry at Deborah's Designs.
Deborah's Designs. Yeah, that's Dana. Yeah, she'll be there. She's
cool. Anita said 4B loves you.
Oh yes, 4B. That was one of my favorite rallies. They're not having it this year for those. So
what is 4B?
It's a 4B. Bikes and bikes and more bikes. It's a big rally up in close to Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, cool.
I've worked several years. Always a lot of really big name bands and good time up there.
Yeah.
And so
that's cool.
I'm gonna miss not traveling there this year.
How many people are expected to be at the county fairgrounds this weekend?
We're
hoping.
We're hoping for between 4,000 and 5,000.
That's next year.
That's a lot.
Next year when you do this, you need a radio sponsor who can set up a tent, go live from the fairgrounds, and play music when you're not having live music.
I'm not opposed to that.
Do you know any radio stations that can do that?
I can probably find one.
Okay. I mean, it's right down the road.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, and yeah, absolutely. Maybe we can work something out for next year because we do plan on making this an annual event there at the fairgrounds.
So this is the first year, or
first year we've done it there.
So
we've had the swap meets going on 5 years.
It's at the Hitchcock ones or the Galveston, the Santa Fe ones, fairgrounds.
The fairgrounds in Hitchcock.
Okay,
right
okay.
6, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Gotcha.
It's kind of the border there.
Yeah, I get confused because I know there's I think of the good old days where they do that one, and then there's the other one over the Galveston.
This is where the Galveston County Fair and Rodeo's at.
Gotcha.
So the big cook-off and all that. So.
I remember sneaking into the Galveston County Fair.
Kurt, you're not supposed to say that. You're gonna get busted.
Me too.
I don't know. I remember going one time. It was the only time I've ever been. I went to go watch a band. And we parked in the back, apparently, and I walked through this gate, and I didn't pay. I didn't pay at all. And I'm like, where do I pay to get in?
You walked through probably where the cook-off and team was supposed to go.
I know some people over there. If it's on your conscience, I'll take the money to them.
Kurt, not on my conscience yet.
Okay. All right.
Not yet. Maybe
I'll be
soon.
glad. If you just give me the money, I'll be glad to take it over.
I think Kara, who was on here, was the person that we snuck in to watch that and didn't end up paying, and it was great. That's funny.
That's not great, Kurt. That is actually the opposite of great.
I just didn't know at that time.
Don't you want to support the local kids and the 4-H and Future Farmers of America and everything else that the great county of Galveston does?
Take my card. Take it all.
This invisible card. Here. Yeah.
Occasionally, you always get that. I mean, that's why we use wristbands because when I'm walking around, I'm looking at everybody's wrist. If I see it with no wristband, then I go, okay. Well,
yeah.
So,
where's your wristband?
Right,
exactly.
It's.
If it was me, would you look the other way though?
Probably not.
Oh man.
Wow. Cool.
You gotta make that money. It takes a long time to make all the money back at $5 a head.
Yeah. So that's a great price to come in.
Right. Yeah.
It's almost
we want to
almost
make it
free.
affordable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We want to make it affordable because we want people to come in. We want them to be able to bring their kids out and come out and have a day of it and support our vendors and.
Yeah. So is it $5 per day? So you come on Friday, Saturday. So $10 you can go in and have access to a bunch of really, really cool stuff.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
And we'll probably there's going to be some vendors that won't be there Saturday that'll be there Sunday.
Okay.
So, I mean, most of them are going to come for both days, but I know there's some because they've been calling us that I can only come out Sunday. Some of the shops that are open on Saturday, they just don't have the manpower to bring a crew over for Saturday, so they'll just be there Sunday.
Yeah. So here's a question that we usually ask everybody who comes in. Me and Kurt, we always find it coming back to food. So for you, what do you have any go-to? Are you a barbecue person? Are you Tex-Mex? Or what kind of food are you going to? And are there any local places that you can kind of help put us onto?
For eating around here, it's usually Mexican.
Mexican food. Where do you go?
Barcenas.
Barcenas, the one right here, huh?
Right here, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when we lived down in this area we lived over at Lily's by the bay, the RV park, for about 6 or 8 months last year while our house was being rebuilt from Harvey. And so yeah, we spent a lot of time at Barcenas, and then was it the barbecue place up there on 45 is pretty good too.
Texas Pit Stop.
Yeah,
we love the
got
Pit
good
Stop.
barbecue there too. So
yeah, Arnold.
Have you had the Casper sandwich from Texas Pit Stop yet?
No.
So that's the sandwich that they named after coming on our show after the Casper. And you can get it. It's a brisket with mac and cheese sandwich. Sounds good, right?
It is pretty good.
It does sound different.
But Arnold hasn't tried it. Arnold's like, we're like, you know, Arnold, you ever going to try? He's like, nope. I'm never going to try the Casper sandwich. But it is good. But, yeah, shout out to the Pit Stop. You know, we love Arnold and his family. And he has that spot down in Galveston over there on Seawall, too. He's another Texas Pit Stop over there.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So you can go get some good barbecue. But he's always doing all the cook-offs, you know, all around. And he's has a competitive team and does really, really well.
Yeah, I've seen him at some of the cook-offs.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Good guy.
Good food.
Before we go on the FM, because I feel awkward asking this on the FM, Greg says, ask Blowout if he's wearing pants. And I'm a little concerned to know what that means.
Well, you know, there's some things we probably shouldn't talk about on this station.
That's good. That's good.
The answer's yes, though.
Yeah.
We don't have a wide shot in here.
For this time, yes.
The answer is yes right now.
It's off air. Ask it off air.
Yeah. Ready to rock Bandera. Bandera, is that another rally over there?
That's a rally I do up Bandera, Texas. Last weekend in March we do up there, and it's not my rally. It's one that they hire me to come in and do the MCing and the bike games and run all the contests and things like that, manage the stage.
That's cool.
And so,
man, that is really cool. You know, just getting, well, obviously, I would say, is it safe to say like bikes, that's like your passion?
it's
motorcycles?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then just like living like your dream. It seems like just getting to go to these different rallies.
Yeah, and we've worked hard to get there. I worked a regular job for 35 years. I worked for Sears doing in-home refrigeration repair and air conditioning, and I quit there and have pretty much, when I'm not doing an event, I'm running my own refrigeration business now. But for the most time, we try to travel and we stay on the road as much as we can.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
It's not a bad life.
Yeah. My dad, he's watching. He said, love Bandera, Texas. And Greg actually said he's disappointed. LOL.
Yeah. I think he has work to do out there. He needs to. He's my guy. I got out there helping my wife, so I'm not sure why he's wasting time. Because all right, this is coming off the payroll here.
I don't pay you to watch me on the radio. I pay you to do my job.
He's got a pavilion to squeegee.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Get the water off the pavilion, Greg.
Come on, Greg. You're doing a great job, Greg. We appreciate you. Just squeegee a little bit harder. You can squeegee and listen at the same time. That's what's great about KHEA. We've met a lot of people who will just turn the volume on their stream or listen in our website or the app or whatever they do, and then they can just keep working.
Right.
So it's pretty fun.
I think he just left. It went from 16 to 15. You scared him away.
He's like, well, keeping my job today. Later.
Immediately, he was like, oh, shoot, he's watching.
Cool. Crystal, have you ever ridden on a motorcycle?
No, I haven't. My mom works in the emergency room as a nurse. And so from like the time I was little bitty, she has shown me pictures of people like just in motorcycle accidents. So I'm actually kind of terrified of motorcycles.
You know,
there's nothing to be scared about, right?
It's the motorcycle isn't dangerous. It's the other
just
people.
the drivers.
It's more the people in the cars driving around us. I mean, you got to treat it with respect, but I mean, you probably know just as many people that's had car accidents than motorcycle accidents. It's just that sometimes the motorcycle accidents aren't quite as forgiving because we don't have airbags and stuff around us. So
yeah, you know, and distractions have multiplied. You know, in the past even 10 years, 5 years. You know, with cell phones and everything else.
Putting makeup on.
Do you do that a lot, Kurt?
I do. Not.
You could use a little bit more. A little bit more today for the
my contouring.
No, but there's always, you know, there's distractions and they're more readily available and now, yeah, I feel like as someone on a motorcycle, that's something that you're not doing. You know, you're not checking your cell phone.
Right. Distracted drivers have, and that's been the biggest issue with bikes nowadays is the distraction. And the biggest distraction is the cell phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I find myself when I'm riding always scanning ahead of me and you can see somebody in their car on their cell phone.
You can watch them.
Yeah, you pay attention more. And so you got to watch because they're not watching us.
What's your message to those drivers who are distracted driving? What's your message to them?
Put your phone down, keep your eyes on the road.
Easy enough.
You know, the life you save may be somebody you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the life you save is going to be somebody that's got kids or grandkids or whatever. So,
well, it'll change their life, their family's life forever, and you'll probably never be the same either. You know, honestly.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we got 40 seconds. We're gonna go back on the FM. Mark said I can sure give some advice on the subject.
Must be Mark Berman.
It is.
Yeah, he's had about 7 surgeries on his legs since Lone Star Rally. He went down.
Since this last rally?
He came down Thursday night. He was coming back to the campground and coming off where you take off 45 on 6. And he went end over on his bike, and then a lady ran over his leg with her car.
Man, I don't know. I
He's
saw
got
someone
all
on
kinds of
I-45
hardware
now.
on it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
There was
gnarly.
actually a motorcycle accident last night. I don't know if you saw any of that. It was in Dickinson off Calder.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that.
Well, I guess what we can do, you know, is spread awareness of, hey, don't be distracted. You know, I thought, I know AT&T and some other companies are doing a big, you know, just put your phone down. You know, just take a pledge. You know, it's easy to say, but easier to, if you hold yourself accountable and try and hold your friend accountable, like when Kurt's in the car, like if we get distracted, I'm like, just wait. You know, like to me, he's like, hey, just wait. You know, I always tell him like, oh, it's just my life. You know, if something happened, you know, like, oh yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, okay. You know, but it's easy to pick it up or someone texts you, but you know, where are you going? 5 minutes down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Where are you going? And that 5 minutes can change everything forever. So always make sure you're aware of your surroundings, because I promise, if you do scan, like you said, you're going to see people on their cell phones in the cars. And you got to be, even in the car, aware of them, defensive.
We got about 2 minutes before we go on the FM again, but have you ever been to Sturgis? Do you go to Sturgis?
I've been a couple of times.
So I grew up in Nebraska, and Sturgis was a big deal, you know, for that, for the area, because it was right up in the Black Hills area. So all of people had to drive through Nebraska to get up there. But I remember Nebraska passed that helmet law. Do you know anything about that? Or
I'm not sure what Nebraska's helmet laws are, but I mean, we're going through that in Texas. You know, Texas, we have a helmet law, but that helmet law allows us to have the option of whether we wear a helmet or not. And there's actually legislation now to where they're trying to take that right away from us, which I have an issue with that. You know, I mean, I give people the option. Although I choose 90% of the time now to wear my helmet, there's that 10% of the time when I don't want to wear it.
I remember when Nebraska passed the law.
What is the law?
So you have to wear a helmet every time you're on the bike in Nebraska.
Is there any, does it have to cover your ears, just the top of your head,
I don't
anything
know
at all?
the details of it, but I know you had to. And I remember people were saying well, there goes the Nebraska economy for Sturgis, because bikers would actually ride around the state so that they could get to Sturgis because they were not happy with that law.
Wow.
It was kind of an intriguing thing as a kid growing up in Nebraska paying attention to.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, we just want the choice. We don't want to be told what we're going to wear and not wear.
Right.
We want to have the option, and I think that more and more of us are now choosing to wear helmets just because of the distractions we talked about a while ago.
Yeah. I wear mine when I ride my tricycle.
You should. I feel like you should wear it just whenever you're walking around, even in here.
I hit my head on my microphone earlier.
You know, not even 30 minutes ago. You're just donk, stood up.
Yeah.
Like that. I wish he had his helmet on.
When I hit my head on that thing when we were setting up this studio,
yeah, you were dazed for the entire day, and he'd randomly start rubbing his head.
I was like, where am I?
Man. All right, we got 42 seconds, and we're gonna go back on. Remind everybody about what's going on this weekend.
And Blowout, we have a graphic. I just took the graphic from the events page.
Okay.
So that pops up when we're talking about it. I put that on the screen so people can see.
I like the car in
event.
that graphic.
That's actually, which one is it?
The black.
It's a black one, and I put it back up there.
It's actually It's just because that's what I do. I
MC?
MC rallies and whatever, and that's got the tattoo on here somewhere. But I've
You got that-
the
you got that
microphone
mic on there?
tattooed on my arm. Yeah. So.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you're in your element right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
That's
I like to
awesome.
talk. I've done a lot of shows over the years at different radio.
I'm
segments
so
and
glad
whatever.
I saw the event pop up. I don't know where I saw it. Somebody showed that they were interested in it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. When is it? Oh, it's this weekend. We need a 10 o'clock guest on Friday. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'm glad you reached out. Really cool. I mean, and it's good to know y'all are here too, because it's always good to have a good outlet.
We've been doing our show for about just over a year, so it's been a year and a couple of months now, and we're still growing, and people are still finding out about us. They go, "What's KHEA Radio?" And we're like, "Well, I'll just tell you."
Right.
So we had 100 Facebook likes in January, and now I think we're at 5,500 now. Did we just break that?
Yeah, a little bit. So it was
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so in a little over a year. So we're excited to see the growth. But we met a lot of people, and excited to keep meeting more and learning about all the cool things that happen.
Right.
Around here.
It's taken me probably 7 or 8 years to get Blowout Biker Productions up to almost 8,000. So that's pretty good to get that many that quick.
Well, obviously the name, named after you, but Blowout Biker Productions, like that just sounds good. Like with as a company name.
Right.
BBW.
Yeah.
But there's nothing else. BBW.
Yeah, that's
Where's
right.
the W?
Where's this W?
I would do it with a BBP.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking of Buffalo Wild Wings.
Now we do have we do have one of our big sponsors, which is Walker Texas Lawyer. So there's the W.
Walker
BBP.
Texas Lawyer, they're actually a sponsor of Reality of Wrestling. So
Yes, they are.
Booker T.
Good friend of mine. In fact, we used to have Booker and the Reality Wrestling come out to the campground during Lone Star and do matches out there.
That's
for us.
cool. They got one this weekend on Saturday night.
We need to get that Walker Texas Ranger hookup so he can
It's
come
the
on
lawyer.
the show.
Walker Texas Lawyer, absolutely. His matter of fact, one of the guys that works for him, Matt Topolsky, is their one of their ring guys. For Booker.
Yeah.
Good friend of mine. He's probably at the fairgrounds now or on his way.
He's one of the announcers.
Yeah.
Him and Brad
Absolutely.
Gilmore are
yeah,
the.
Brad's got nice hair.
Oh, Brad has the best hair.
Brad
They
has
have
really nice hair.
Whoa. We did a poll when Brad was in, and 50% said that Curt had just as good as hair as Brad did.
Okay, well now you've got a female's perspective on air in studio. Brad's is better.
The poll speaks for
Brad's
itself.
is way better. So we got 13 seconds left. Curt, you'll stop talking about.
My hair?
Yes. Brad's hair is very nice. Shout out to Brad. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We've been talking a little bit about everything, but we have Blowout in studio talking about an event that's taking.
That I've helped with. It'll be in May this year for the Peace of Mind Foundation, which is Mattress Mac's daughter, Elizabeth McInville. That's her foundation.
Yeah.
And we're doing a ride for that, and he's coming on and being their main sponsor for that as well.
Okay.
Because he's all about charities.
That's cool. Yeah, so he's also a partner and a sponsor of Reality of Wrestling, which we do a lot of stuff with Reality of Wrestling. We love, Booker T, and you're talking about Brad Gilmore, and there's another gentleman as well. What's his name? The other announcer?
Matt Topolsky.
Yeah, he also does some announcing, I think, for some MMA for like Fury Fighting. And so we went up to Humble, and he is one of the announcers for the TV broadcast and everything else.
yeah.
So, man, we had never been, we were cage side for this MMA match was really, really cool, and I had never been up close to anything like that before. But it was, yeah, he's a talented guy, great voice.
Yeah, Matt's good people.
Mm-hmm.
He does. If you ever see any of the commercials on Channel 13 for Walker, it's always Matt.
He's voicing them.
Oh yeah,
that's cool. Dang, Curt, I think I found your replacement.
Who?
Matt.
There you go.
Dang, after I made the mistake of no sound, I feel like that might be due.
Yeah, that's one of them. Just kidding, Curt. You're okay.
Just okay?
Yeah, you're okay. Right now it's 10:44. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We're talking to Blowout about an event that's taking place. Can you remind everybody one more time where the event is taking place, what all's going to be there, and how they can find out more information?
All right, Galveston County Motorcycle and Car Swap Meet and Expo. Big bike show, car show this weekend, Hitchcock, Texas, Galveston County Fairgrounds over on Highway 6, Jack Brooks Road. Going to have tons of vendors out there. And like I said, bike show, car show. It's only $5 a head to get in. Food trucks, all kinds of stuff going on out there. Come check it out. Bring the whole family, full day of it. You can find more information on Blowout Biker Productions on Facebook. You can go to our events tab, and we have events set up on there.
That's cool. So do you have any idea, do you remember what kind of food is going to be out there with the food trucks? Talking barbecue or something else like that? Tacos?
We got barbecue. I know we got Greek, hot dog.
Is it Simply Chili? Simply Chili Dogs? That's one of our favorite hot dog trucks.
It may be. He's out of. I think he's out of Texas City. That's where
Ralph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ralph.
I think it is
Yeah.
Ralph.
I love Ralph.
Is it good dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the
good.
best is Chicago style hot dogs. So they're
That's the
good.
one with the pickle on it, right?
Yeah.
Well, he has. I'm a big chili and cheese guy, so when I want a hot dog, I want that chili dog with the chili and cheese, and that's my style. But he has several options, and he's a good guy.
Cool. Then I know we got I don't remember Paula. I can't remember the name of her concession trader, but she does a lot of hamburgers and
Cool.
funnel cakes and stuff like that too. So
Yeah, you're at the fairgrounds.
We got a good variety.
You got to have the funnel cake. If you're at the fairground, people are just going to be, where's the funnel cake? You know?
Fried Twinkies.
Yeah, the fairground food.
Man, I'm coming after church on Sunday. I'm going to stop, get my lunch, check out the bike show. It's going to be fun.
Are people going to be maybe selling bikes there? Like some of the ones that are in the show, like, hey, this is potentially for sale.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
okay. Absolutely. I actually got, I know of several that have called and said, hey, I want to just sell my bike. Okay, bring it out, sell it.
Yeah. So here's another one. Barbara said Tasty Treats and Eats. We know them too.
That's the funnel cakes. Yeah. When you said that, I thought, oh yeah, it's Tasty.
See, Barbara,
Eats.
that's my wife. She handles the vendors for all of our events, and so she knows this. That woman works her tail off. That's for sure.
Man, how is that, having that support and that coworker to be able to just like do this together?
Oh, it's great. I mean, we've been, it's stressful at times, and trust me, it can eat at you and have some if you don't always agree on things. But you know, she's a support system like no other.
Whenever you have that disagreement, to me, like trying to see the glass half full, it just means that both people care.
Absolutely.
And it's like, hey, I care about this so much, and this is why I feel like we should do this, or this is why. And if you see it that way, it's like, okay, well, now we just need to come to an understanding because we're both passionate about this project or this event or this decision. It can be a good thing.
And she's been a support for this venture that we took on several years back and many years ago, and she's been a support for it, and it's just it would have never happened without her. I mean, and she's always right there. She answers that phone all day long, talking to people and dealing with it.
Does she ever get on the mic and help you out in that area?
She tries to stay away from the stage. I'll try to get her up there every now and then, and she just kind of pushes me away. No.
You're like, this is me. I'm Blowout.
She doesn't want to do the talking. She does. She wants to be over there working.
Yes, that's cool. That's cool. Someone said Barbara's hard at work. Barbara is the boss. Blowout is an employee. # love my rich friends.
That must have been Orlando.
That's from Gary.
Oh, Gary French. Okay.
And Barbara said we are a 28-year team. So, the first 28 years have been good.
Oh, yeah.
You looking forward to the next 28 years?
Absolutely, at least.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What do you see for the future? This year, I know you already have the ones planned. Like, is there any expansion in the works? Next year, make the event bigger after this weekend. What's coming next?
Oh, we really hope to, after this year's here, to start immediately getting ready and setting dates for which would be the second annual. I think. I don't know if that'd be the first annual next year, since this is the first one, and that'd be the the second
annual. Yeah, I'm not sure how that goes either.
Yeah.
Ask Barbara. What's
next
the answer?
Year's.
Research. Yeah.
The 2020, and we're hoping to be able to pick up some dealerships to jump on board as corporate sponsors and just blow it up. I'd really love to be able to.
You got a radio station.
Got a radio station already.
Hit us up.
That's a start, and you know, I'm hoping that we can roll it into where we can maybe even start doing some cash prizes and whatever for the bike show this year. For the car and the bike show, Magic is pinstriper up in Alvin, and he is custom airbrushed and pinstriped toolboxes, 21-inch red toolboxes that are all custom painted and pinstriped, and that's the first place award for the for all the bike shows, classes, and the car show.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then we've got a big 46-inch or whatever, a big roll-around toolbox for the best of show on each day.
You know, that reminds me, okay, there's a TV show, and I don't know if you watch any of these, but I think it's called like Counting Cars. It's like Counts Customs, and they'll do that artwork, and it just looks so cool. But sometimes they will do things not on a bike or a traditional. They'll kind of put that artwork on. I saw them do it on something else, like even like ridiculous things, but it looks so cool. So that's kind of what the feel is. They're going to put that bike or that custom car artwork on that box, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you can. Here, I'll show you the best of show, the top of the best of show right there.
Oh, that's cool. Can I show this on the camera?
Absolutely.
Check it out. So there's a shot right there of that, and that looks really awesome. But man, I could watch those shows all the time, like Counts Customs or Counting Cars, I believe it's called.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Horny Mike in Vegas a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
the guy that wears the horns all the time.
Yeah, he's like one of the guys. Is he the one who does the painting?
He's the painter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, no, that's his thing. He has horns.
He wears horns, so he's like
he has horns on his
weird.
helmet.
Every time you see him, he's got horns.
Horns
I'm
on
glad
his
we
vest.
clarified.
Yes, absolutely. Oh no, I made it real quick. Quick clarification on that one.
Yeah. No, have you ever seen that show?
No, I haven't.
And it shows that you haven't. I can tell.
I know.
Some people haven't watched Counting Cars, and you know what? I can tell. It would do you good to just like take the weekend.
I'm watching Sons of Anarchy instead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, that's been around a while, but
yeah,
I love it. That's awesome.
It's crazy.
What's the? Oh, I remember like Orange County Customs, and that was kind of like the first almost like reality show that kind of put those that I saw. You know, I'm sure those custom motorcycles have been a thing for as long as people have been riding bikes. But whenever they put that level of work in, and there was like a meme that blew up with the two guys arguing, the father and son. But
yeah, that was kind of the beginning in the bike industry as far as the reality shows and what have you. And I think they're fixing to start up again.
When is the blowout reality show coming?
You know, we looked into it at one time, and I just didn't have the pocketbooks to really shoot the trailer and the scissor reel and all that to shop it around. And
yeah.
So I actually had a guy that came out and did some production work and some shooting of me at a rally, and he was ready to. He supposedly he had all the right contacts.
Yeah.
Until we met and talked about it, and he wanted about $10,000 out of my pocket.
To
shop this thing, and I was like, "Wait a minute, you're going to make the money here too, buddy." And
right.
I'm not putting all the no, don't worry.
Yeah, it's the teamwork, but yeah.
So I've kind of stepped off that one, and
it would be cool
if it ever picks up, great. Because I tell you what, we have. It's interesting.
Entertaining.
Put it that way. It is interesting.
Are you not entertained? Yeah.
You know, between putting vendors and dealing with it's. I've heard it said one time, another guy that I do some shows with or whatever, where the perfect scenario is if you picture it goes from parking lot to party back to parking lot in 4 days. You know? So it's amazing. You
could probably film a whole series,
a whole city.
Yeah,
absolutely,
a whole season in 4 days. If you got the cameras there and the editing, there'd be a lot of content.
Absolutely,
that's cool. Hey, we're just about out of time. Can you share one more time, maybe the website, the event, why they need to be there?
All right, blowoutbikerproductions.com is my main website. You can find us on Facebook, Blowout Biker Productions. Find the events, Galveston County Swap Meet and Expo, motorcycle and car swap meet and expo. Hitchcock, Texas, Galveston County Fairgrounds on Highway 6. Tomorrow, 9th and 10th, Saturday and Sunday.
Blowout, it was very nice to meet you. Thank you for making time for us.
I appreciate y'all bringing me on.
All right. Hey, we'll see you soon, and we're going to be watching and try and make it out there this weekend if we can. So,
all right, come on.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This has been Kickstart. Love you guys. Y'all have a awesome weekend. There's a ton of stuff going on this weekend. Make sure you go do every single one of those things. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Feel free to share this video out still. Make sure you participate in that Chick-fil-A Valentine's Day giveaway that we're doing. Go find that video.
It's our feature video. We have 3 videos out and about. We're going to pick a winner from each.
Cool. Coming up next is Toby Mac, Scars. This has been Kickstart. We'll see you on Monday morning, bright and early, 8:30 a.m. Be blessed. All right, Facebook.
Love you guys.
We'll
out. See you next Monday, 8:30. Kindness Rocks Week.